Hi, everybody. We are back here again, here on the High Shelf Gaming channel, home of High Shelf Gaming, your source for all things podcast oriented for games, gaming, role-playing games, tabletop games, board games, limited video games, but it comes up.
All the
You're
games.
your number one source for your COVID-19 news. Uh,
Come join
yes,
us. We have an epidemiologist in the chat. It's good
yes,
times.
we have
Have
someone on
you
someone
have
on
you
the
washed
HSC
your
Discord
hands?
trying to calm everyone down, but
Yes, please, people, calm down.
Have you
um,
washed your hands recently?
I have.
oh, hang on, I'll be right back.
Maybe go do that now.
You can't get it through the computer even.
We're gonna put up like hand washing notifications.
that
during
that
the
just sounds
stream
like a challenge.
Periodically,
We'll find a way to get it through the computer.
find a way. To get...
We will find a way.
Yes. So, for the last few weeks, we've been playing some Blades in the Dark here on Wednesday nights. I believe this is session 5 of actually playing and doing stuff. You all have had
Sure.
Like
your
that.
crew, the Faceless, bouncing around the city and getting in trouble and identifying plots and trying to figure out what to do about them and taking over dead drops to build your prestige.
There's also a ghost bomb that's just chilling, but
That's
We're just chilling
we'll
on
get
that one.
there. We'll get there. I figured
Get to the ghost
we could go around and we could do introductions first, and then we'll talk about ghost bombs and fancy.
I was just making
dinners
sure
and all
nobody
that kind of
forgot
stuff.
about the ghost bomb because that's
Oh,
kind
no.
of pretty.
Nobody's forgetting about the ghost bomb. That is not going anywhere. That ghost bomb is a
I sure
whole
hope it's not going
thing.
anywhere.
Not yet,
It's
anyway.
not that's not just slipping through the cracks and getting forgotten about. Yeah. So yes,
What if
we
it
are.
did?
Oh, you would all be so paranoid. It's like, what do you mean it's not there anymore? It would be great.
What ghost bomb? I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, lordy.
So yes, we are. Sorry, I never know which direction it's going to actually go when I point at people on the screen. We are short one player tonight. David is off having a work life and like doing actual things and stuff. So we have
Gross.
the 3 of y'all here tonight. So we'll start down here
Yeah.
with Ethan, and you can tell us about Demas
Oh,
and yourself.
yes. I'm playing Demas of House Pavuk. He is the spider playbook, and he's got plans about things. What those plans are and what those things are, we don't know yet, but there's plans. Maybe.
Okay.
Not a big fan of the government, but join the club, buddy.
There's a lot of that going around. That
A
happens.
lot of it going around. But I'm Ethan, and that's it. That's all you get.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Down here in the other corner, at the bottom here is Casey, and do you want to tell us about yourself and Griffith?
Yeah, how y'all doing? My name's Casey. I play as Griffiths, aka Ghost. I play the Hound playbook. He's just a Takarosi trying to get his wife out of a sticky situation, and he decided to join up with this band of weirdos. So here we are.
You calling weird?
That is
that's
that's on the thing, right?
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, no, it says it right
what
here.
people know you
Reputation strange.
Okay.
Well, there's a difference between
And he-
strange and weird, but that's not good.
Semantics.
Yes. But yes, Katrina, would you like to tell us about Maribel?
Sure. I'm Katrina, and I play Maribel Walker, the slide. She likes secrets, particularly yours.
Okay.
That was succinct. I'm all over it.
It's a
That's great.
good high-level overview. I'm all for it. Okay. Yes, and missing is, of course, who is a leech. He does kind of technical things and he builds stuff, but he will not be doing any trickery or building of things tonight. So
We'd be remiss if we also didn't say
I was like, we just gonna skip
Maisley
over
wasn't
that.
here.
Maisley's not here. We're just gonna go ahead and shoot that to us.
Join the
Mason's
ghost.
been hidden for a while. Yeah. So yeah, there's also the creepy little kid who has been missing for a while, though, Demas, you did spot her, like, down in the creepy basement
Did
of your,
I?
like, acid concrete stone
Did I?
steps of, like,
Did I though?
dissolving things. Yes,
Do we know that?
who knows at this point?
Who knows at
Did
this
you,
point?
did you actually see Maisley? Did you actually see Maisley's dead parents? Did you actually see the creepy thing with the extra fingers playing the wind instrument?
Just
Who
a
can tell?
just another Wednesday night.
Yeah. Spoilers, that last one was real. No.
Oh no, that's the one you don't want to be real.
Only funny until the spider on his hand disappears.
Yeah.
And no, well then I'll just die. So then I'll know. It won't
you're
just disappear.
You're still alive with level 3 harm. You're just incapacitated and you have to spend stress to do anything.
Should I didn't
Yep.
realize you still had level 3 harm. Yeah. You did 4 actions last game.
I don't have any harm. But
Oh.
No, yeah,
if-
you don't have any
if-
harm.
if
Oh,
the
okay.
kid gets hurt, I'll have level 3 harm. It'll be
Oh.
great.
Okay.
I'll have to fill that little progress clock up so many times.
Just over and over. Yeah, so last time when we were banging around the city, you guys had taken over the dead drop over in Six Towers. So you guys were using that, starting to use that. You also had what was supposed to be the last drop from the Wraiths to whoever their client was. You put in there with a note about, like, hey, if you want to keep getting this information, start making your payments to the Faceless kind of deal. And there was a note there kind of in response that was, meet for dinner at the Golden Plum restaurant and like time, and there was a couple other notes to it. And then we also had last time where there was the aforementioned ghost bomb, which is in Wheelwright's garage in the corner of Crow's Foot, near where the Lamp Blacks operate, but not actually at their HQ. We talked a little bit in Discord in between sessions here for anybody who's watching and interested in that kind of thing, about playing with the timeline for when those two things are scheduled to kind of happen, just so that we can get David back before trying to do let's try to do something, who knows what, with a ghost bomb.
Right.
So, like, yeah, saying that the date that was on that slip of it was a piece of like nice paper with very specific handwriting to it, that was telling you to meet them for dinner. It was say that the time that they were doing that was like kind of like tonight, versus the Lamp Blacks, who were kind of wrapping up and like locking up and posting a watch over like this place where they had the ghost bomb stashed. Like they're still trying to keep track of it, but they're not trying to do something with it immediately or tonight. So that we could focus on going to fancy dinners here while we're short a player.
Fancy.
Yes.
Do you like a good fancy dinner around this point?
I apologize. It's an inside joke with me and one of my other buddies.
Oh.
The fancy joke. I'll tell y'all on break.
Big fans.
This is not a stream suitable conversation, so we'll wait for that.
Oh, what's the bar? What is the bar? Because I feel like we push it pretty low most of the time.
Like where is the bottom of the frame here? All right, like right around there. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So the card was trying to invite you to a dinner at a restaurant called the Golden Plum, and in Duskfall, the Golden Plum is like this legendary fancy restaurant. It's been here a couple hundred years. It's still located in Six Towers, even though most of Six Towers is kind of like declined. Six Towers is where we've been kind of bashing around a fair amount the last couple sessions with, like, there's a lot of squatters between buildings and like what used to be big manor homes and mansions that are now like converted into like manufacturing space, and a lot of stuff that's kind of falling apart and abandoned in that part of town. But the Golden Plum still remains there. It's up by where there's a bridge that crosses over into Brightstone, which is one of the nicer parts of the city. So it's still kind of, it's close enough to the fancy part of town that like some of the nice people still go there, but it's not so, yeah, it's not so far into Six Towers that we're not gonna head, all the way over there because everything's falling apart.
Okay.
All right.
So what do we do?
We go
Yes.
have a fancy dinner, of course,
Okay.
with masks, I
Oh.
assume.
That was
Is
going to be
that-
my question. Is like, do you show up to the fancy restaurant like, like full
Well, I have
blackout mask mode?
I have a fine cover identity, so I could avoid that if I wanted to. It's fine. It's a fine cover. It would be fine for the situation.
I'll wear my mask. I don't think.
Go ahead, Casey.
I was like, I don't think being so close to Brightstone, I'm pretty sure Tycherosis aren't that welcomed over there. Seems like that type of neighborhood.
It's like there are still Tycherosi in like all the parts of the city. There's probably like a couple. Like last session, I kind of mentioned like somebody where they were like a Tycherosi vendor with like kind of like Sparkcraft Fabergé egg kind of things, and like
Yeah.
they're definitely in Brightstone, right? Like so there's definitely some like there's definitely merchants who would be Tycherosi around Brightstone, bringing in like the rare, exotic, strange stuff kind of deals. But yeah, the restaurant itself is in Six Towers, so.
Okay.
I am sure that I have been to this restaurant as Maribel. So I don't necessarily want to go there as on a faceless operation as Maribel.
So do we all want to be in masks, or do we want one person to not be in a mask and front it like a civilian?
Well, maybe you can be maybe like one of us can be the speaker. Like you can be like, you speak for us. Like we're just there, as a muscle and as another person, and like then you speak for us because we don't talk or something like that. It could be something like that in that sense. Would you give them like?
Yeah, or we could just. Oh, I mean, like I have a cover identity, so I could be like somebody else, like a liaison kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's like too much subterfuge, and we just show up as our crew and do the
Well, I
crew
know
thing.
you've used that identity before, because like you've been back to the Scotland Consulate to attend like events, like we covered that on screen before. So like what is that identity kind of like or attached to?
Yeah, that'd be the question, because it's really my hobnobbing identity is the one I'd wear specifically to hobnob with people who have too much money. So I don't know.
But do you want that tied to the faceless?
That's fair. Doesn't have to be.
That's kind of where I'm leaning.
I just don't know. I just don't know if this restaurant's going to be like, whoa, those guys are not dressed appropriately.
I feel that if we dress up and wear masks and then we say that we have a dinner date, we should be fine. We're not the only people in this town that do sneaky things at the Golden Plum.
How much sneaky stuff go down at the Golden Plum? Do we know? Do we know that?
Oh, there's definitely
Maribel know
deals.
that?
There's definitely deals and stuff that go on there, because that's like you have money, you're hanging out there, yeah.
I have certainly learned some things at the restaurant previously. So
have there been other people there like in disguise when you were there previously?
I think everyone's always hiding something. So people can be in disguise, or
so on a more existential level, everyone is.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Which is not the technical question that I was kind of aiming at. Yeah.
No, I think
getting into Jungian psychology, everyone shadow.
I think we've seen very well ornate, like wraith masks there. Like not like the like scummy one we just found in the river, but like someone that's trying to like peacock around.
Dress masks.
Yeah.
Like the kind of thing that somebody might wear to like like a masquerade ball or something like that kind of deal.
Yes. Still trying to
Okay.
obscure their face. Yeah.
Okay. Because like the wraiths themselves are all like full face plague doctor masks. It's like soup. Just it's hard. That's
Right.
You can't soup. Can't do soup.
You can't do soup. Then what are you doing?
Breadsticks
What
only.
madness is this? Breadsticks only.
We need David here to calm us down.
3 of us together are bad.
Yeah, this isn't good.
This just turned into
It's
a
going
lot
off
of
the
comedy.
rails.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
fine. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna
Demons
be
is a
fine.
calming presence.
For
the
sure.
rest of
Yep,
us.
definitely calm.
let's call it that. All right.
I
He's
promise to
super
leave
calm.
the gun gas.
Yeah,
He's-
please leave the gun out.
He spent like the last couple of days just wandering the streets, in like a half
Higher than a
half
kite.
trippy haze. Woke up with some bodies chilling above him. He's all good. He's super calm. Nothing
Yeah,
weird about that situation.
The city's fine. Everything's great that's going on here. Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah, as you're headed to like make your way to Six Towers to get here as a whole, like you're probably passing like what used to be patrols of crows that were like quiet for a while, and then there was like little packs of like red sashes and lampblacks in the streets. Like they're now like patrols of red sashes that are like kind of keeping an eye on the area. They're not going super deep into like deep lampblack territory. But the red sashes are in charge around here and keeping an eye on things. And welcome back, Calvin.
Tico, I have a question that may be either something that happens like during the scenario, or may need to be called out here. I don't know. I'm wearing a disguise. I can describe it for you, or if it comes up, I can say it then. Don't know which one I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to be like, oh, I planned for this, I'm in disguise? Or am I supposed to be like, hey, we're going there, I'm in disguise?
I mean, we're all wearing the masks, right? So like,
yes, well, but I have a secondary plan to the plan.
Okay.
disguise under
curious.
the disguise.
I'm just wearing a man's well-tailored suit.
Okay.
So that was that. It wasn't all that like spicy and crazy. It was. I just wasn't sure if I was supposed to call it out now or then.
We're working to throw him off the scent.
I'm still learning this game.
No, and things are a little squishy for this job right now. Yes. So potentially, if everybody's cool with it, this could be our jump cut moment.
Is this our cut two? Our cut two?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Where my assumption is we're doing a social score to negotiate, bargain, or persuade, because we're trying to convince these people to, hey, for all your information gathering and life ruining information with blackmail needs, you should come to the Faceless and not those damn wraiths anymore.
We are far better at it.
Yeah, we're so good. We didn't even find this information, but you don't have to do that.
We're so good. We have 2 characters here with the same skill set.
The one that can pop you from 1.5 miles away.
And that, yes.
All of which may come into play. So that's
my skill set's pretty diverse. We're all right. We're all good.
You went out. You built up that skirmish dot last time. You're good. Yes. So the detail to provide for a social engagement is the social connection, which is this person who is holding a table, and the card would have said like who you like. There's like some kind of code name for like who to meet there. Like there's tell the maitre d' something, and they'll know that you're here for such and such.
Are you sure we're not looking? Are we not looking for a comically large mustache?
Please.
It's the best disguise. No, I'm not gonna do it. Too much.
We just can't go that far.
It's a
That's
normal
too
size
strange.
mustache. It's a normal size mustache.
Come on, guys, it's a serious game where it's always nighttime and everything's grim. It's
Sorry.
not giant mustaches.
Just little.
Normal size.
He's gonna have a big ass mustache now.
It's tasteful. It's
Yes.
a normal
It's a
size.
tasteful mustache.
It's not like a cartoon thing. It's just like, Sam Elliott, right? Like it's
Right. Yeah.
You can fit a ventilator over it, is what you're trying to say.
I don't know about that, but anyway, yes. So yeah, if
Too
it's a
big.
social score, we know who we're going there to meet, so we get to start doing engagement rolls.
Oh, great.
So who wants to be on point for doing an engagement roll, and then we'll run through all the questions to figure out how many dice we get.
Remind me what an engagement roll is.
An engagement roll is a fortune roll that happens at the beginning of the score, so that we cut through, we skip all the planning, we skip all the shopping, and we skip all the I bring this and leave that at home, and we go straight to the beginning of we're here, we're at the Mater D stand, we've told him the keyword, and it goes good, it goes bad, where we're at now that we've skipped what my D&D group would spend 3.5 hours doing.
A week
Instead.
or two.
Yeah. The rules say you're not allowed to. So
I feel like the more we did that, just the more ridiculous the scenario would get.
Yeah,
Like in
yeah.
our
Oh
minds.
yeah, no,
It's
this would have
us.
turned into a Mission Impossible necessary.
I still have level 1 harm from 2 sessions ago. Is
Yes.
that just going to hang out there? Okay.
Yep.
I will roll our fortune.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
Number o dice.
That is what we get to figure out here. So we start with 1 die for sheer luck.
I'm so
Modify
lucky.
the dice pool for any major advantages or disadvantages that apply. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
Yeah, it's bold. We just took over somebody's stuff, and
I
now
mean,
we're walking
that was
into their
bold.
territory.
Yeah.
But now we're
I suppose
walking
this
into
could
their
be bold.
territory.
We don't
This could be
necessarily.
This is bold and dangerous. We're walking into their territory.
That's fair. Somebody did die over this dead drop already, and we're just still going out to dinner. It's all good.
We're just going to have dinner?
Is this operation complex or contingent on many factors?
Yes.
I mean, probably. I don't know.
I would say that if we F this up, we're going to have some problems.
A lot of problems.
Maybe.
So yes, I would say contingent.
Okay, 1 die.
Oh.
Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're the weakest?
No.
Yeah, no, that it
Not at
doesn't.
all.
Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations?
I would assume they set this
Kinda,
up.
yeah, right? So we're at 0 dice.
Great.
Great!
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Possibly the cop.
I know an information broker. Could they give me some more info on this person who might buy information?
I don't know that they would know specifically who this person is that's been buying information, but they might be able to tell you enough information about some of the people who have been shopping for stuff from the Crows and asking around for people to be providing them with information
Gotcha.
that you have oh, okay, so it could be kind of these guys, or it could be these guys, and it could be kind of these guys. So we'll give you a die for that.
Okay.
Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Take -1d.
Probably, right?
Yes,
people who live
but
here.
but I'll factor that in. Yes, but I'll factor
Okay.
it in a couple minutes because.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this isn't dinner.
Uh-oh,
Is it?
Mike.
Well,
This isn't just dinner.
I'm gonna go find a high hiding spot way up in the rafters and
Of this restaurant.
find a tall building next door, and they have a whole lot of skylights, right? That's
Yeah.
because they really want to be able to see the night sky all day. That's all right.
right.
It's the speakeasy from Smooth Criminal. Come on.
Are there any other elements that you want to consider? Maybe a lower tier target will give you +1d, a higher tier target will give you -1d. Maybe there's a situation in the district that makes the operation more or less tricky. So is there anything else going on around here that might help?
Mm,
or
If
hinder.
we
You still got to die to get rid of, because come on, that's
get rid
Maybe-
of.
Maybe things are easier because the Lampblacks bought so many ghosts for their ghost bomb that like things are just a little bit more chill. There's not as many ghosts around. I don't know how this works. I don't know how
the district that's known for being haunted is not being as haunted here today.
Well, they bought so many. I mean, how many
Yeah.
ghosts do you need for a
they
To
were
To
in
build
that
to build
area,
a
Like-
big ass metallic sphere
big
full of
probably
ghosts.
a
Yeah.
bunch? I would think, like at least like
Yeah.
2 buildings worth.
What's it? A Twinkie that's like 3.5 miles long and filled with something like that. I forget what it was from Ghostbusters. Yeah.
I can't see anything else.
Okay.
I think just leave it at 1. We got
Leave it
we
at
got
1. Ready?
Got our luck.
That's all you need.
Ready,
You can roll a
set.
6 on a 1.
I did the last roll in the chat. I think it was me doing that.
Holy shit!
Oh man.
So you can do that.
You can do it. You can do it. You can go there. You can head up to the Maitre D stand, who is absolutely like the Maitre D from like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like, do you have a reservation? It's like, don't make me get
course we do.
snooty. That's like,
Of course we do. Llamas will fly over the rainbow.
but you
Oh.
are like, yes, you know a keyword. He's
That's
willing
my
to
keyword.
accept that.
Sorry. I'm
Question.
sorry, Mike. I'll be serious.
I have questions. We're good.
Yeah, but it's all good. Like, he's there. He like some of the people who come in, he's kind of like, does like try to bust them on like, I'm sorry, this is a very fancy establishment. You can't come in dressed like that. You guys like doesn't say a word, doesn't question the masks, whole deal. I do need to check before we get inside. What did you guys pick for loadout? Like how much stuff are you bringing with you?
Not a lot.
I just got 3.
That way we don't look conspicuous, right? We want to be
Yeah.
inconspicuous.
Light is you can conceal whatever you're doing. Medium is it's going to be obvious that you're carrying stuff, and heavy is that it's going to be very obvious you're carrying stuff, and I get to start like making that like why your rolls are more difficult. So like, oh yeah, you're weighed down with all this stuff you're carrying.
I am going light.
Okay.
Cool.
So it sounds like we're light all around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Super prepared for everything.
Yes. So you'll get there. The maid will be like, oh yes, the other gentleman just left, so please, it's like, come on in. There was probably another guy in like the front section inside, like when you first come into the restaurant, who he like the maitre d kind of like gives a nod to, like he recognizes when you like say this phrase, like this guy who's there kind of watching the restaurant. But he doesn't go back into the dining room. The maitre d leads you through like the main dining room, which has like this kind of like velvety damask pattern wallpaper and like wood paneling edges, and like it's all curved things. It's decorated. There's candles on all the table. People are eating foods that like you can't even afford if you save for weeks kind of deal.
How many
like,
coin? How many coin is it?
Oh, these are like 1 coin meals kind of deal, like,
Oh god.
Yeah. But he'll lead you like through the restaurant, and like towards the back, there's like another kind of smaller, more private dining area. And that's where he actually takes you. And in there, there's another guy wearing like a jacket that looks a lot like the guy who's in the front, inside the front door, who like kind of like looks you guys over, sees everything's fine because your engagement roll was rad, and like opens the door for you and like lets you in.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's this small little dining room in the back that has like a smallish table. Like it could take like 6 chairs. I think they arrange chairs as you're reaching the door. Like they finish like putting 3 chairs at the table, for you all to sit at. There is another guy who is already sitting there. He is an older gentleman. In fact, I should have a handout, but making up characters at the last moment.
Is he crusty?
No, he is not crusty. He's very well dressed. And Demas, you were all three of you guys are masked up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think I have it.
Will the reference image be crusty is the question, though. He's not, but is the reference image?
No, I don't have a lot of good Goblin handout images. Because you do recognize this guy as being like when you were hobnobbing at like the fancy party at the Scotland embassy, this guy was there.
Oh, okay.
He is you're probably aware he's attached to the Scotland consulate. He's not the consulate himself, but he is like somebody who is
he's one of those.
Yes, he's somebody who is, and then you just trail off. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not going to find a good handout for you, so I should just concentrate on what I'm actually doing. Yeah, he's attached to the consulate. He's probably associated with the ambassador. But this guy's probably yeah, you recognize his name is Zirka. And he does a lot of Zirka. Because, haha, I have Google Translate too. And he is he works in security for the consulate. Like he's like high up, like he's probably the head of security for the consulate. But you come in as he's like.
What did it mean? Because I couldn't look it up fast enough. Sorry.
That's spoilers.
Okay, sorry. Go on. Sorry.
But he's like finishing a glass of wine, and they're like taking away a little like a little appetizer plate where there's probably like the bright red broken up shell from like a lobster or a crab or something. They're like, oh, good, you made it, and right on time.
We like to be prompt.
See, I imagine that girls, we like to be prompt, like, to go with the suit, like.
No, oh hell no! It's a woman rocking a man's suit. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Who's this dangerous lady? Is what that guy's thinking.
Right?
Yes.
She's dressed like James Bond.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, so give me a second here so like what I'm thinking for like parameters of like convincing this guy that he should work with you instead of the wraiths, is that I kind of want to throw down a clock that is
like clocks.
Yeah, because that's how this game works, man.
I feel like it's some sort of eldritch sacrifice every time we make one.
Yes.
Our life energy is going into these things. We just don't know it. What did you do, John Harper? What did you do?
Okay, so yeah, there is one clock here that is convince Zirka to hire the Faceless. Zirka to fire. Convince Zirka to hire the Faceless.
Okay. Good.
And then there's kind of the that wasn't the right button. The opposing clock to that, which I'll put down here. And I'll copy the text and do this, which is be faithful to the wraiths. So yeah, the thing that I was saying about like somebody else working against you guys wasn't so much that there was somebody else showing up to get in the way of the engagement roll, so much as the wraiths. This is a clock that'll fill up as things go bad in trying to have this conversation. But also the Wraiths have already been here to try to make their case.
Hmm.
So I'm going to give them a fortune roll. Use that to fill part of the thing.
They roll a 6. It's just an instant failure.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Have some food. Get the hell
Sorry,
out.
you're too late.
Well, it's a 6-tick clock, so even if they crit, it's not totally full.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's not just
Yeah.
per thing.
And they are tier 2. They are
Yeah, we're taking on the bigger dogs.
the race. Talk to
We're still tier 0. What are we doing?
Zerka.
It's like session 5. Are we still tier
You
0?
you will
Can't do better.
definitely reach like the point of crossing that line, I think, after this session.
Oh yeah, that's true. We only got 4
Yeah.
left.
Yes, so they got a 4, so they have 2 ticks to convince him to keep working with them. So yes, he will, invite you to sit down, take another sip off his wine. Glad you arrived just in time. I hope you're not offended. I started without you, but I had a previous visitor that I was doing some business with as well. So I'm curious to see what your proposal actually is and what you have to offer me, since I know you didn't get this information for yourselves. Like you didn't gather the information that you put into the drop. Like, I recognize these documents as coming from the Wraiths. You didn't recopy the homework before you handed it in, so I know you handed in the stolen homework.
No, I just copied it from myself.
Yeah. So yeah, he that's So yeah,
Well,
you have
we'll take
the
a seat.
drop. You got me the information. I'm a open to opportunities isn't quite the word I'm looking for. I'm a reasonable gentleman. I'm willing to hear what you have to offer. So, give me your pitch.
I'll pull out my fine bottle of whiskey.
He carries it
Goblin
everywhere
whiskey.
he goes.
No, it's on my thing. I can check
I
it
know.
every time. I have so many of these. I have like just a whole cask somewhere.
You just have like a crate of just rows of bottles
Just
of
a
that
fine
stuff somewhere.
bottles of whiskey. But yeah, I will actually pull one out and just say, as a token to perhaps our future business together.
Yeah, and he'll like there's probably like another one of those guys in the jackets who like, oh right, that's like it's not like the outright I'm on duty like Scotland Consulate security uniform, but like that's what their like their
Right.
dress is kind of tied to. So there's one in the room, and he's like, motions to him to like, yeah, fetch the good glasses and some ice, because we're cracking into this.
Yes. That'll be conversational lubricant.
Yes, it will help with effect levels, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We hope so.
Yeah. So, what do you guys want to do to try to convince this guy that the faces are where it's at, and that's who he should be doing his business with?
Ply him with liquor. Step 1, done.
Well, that
Step
provides
4, profit.
Profit.
Allow me to clarify. Which game mechanics are you going to trigger to fill in that clock?
Right.
So I guess a question is, will Ethan and I be able to use the same skills separately? Like, can I sway and can he sway? If necessary, I'm just pulling one of them out.
Yes, because like
Okay.
you can both like continue on with like making the conversation, making the argument, making the proposal. But the more rolls that happen, the more opportunity there is for things to get complicated when that other clock to start ticking up too. So that said, to fill a 6-tick clock, it's going to be at least 2 rolls.
Okay. So
right?
I think one thing I would like to kind of try to leverage in this conversation is that like with both like the whiskey and just like all of those signs that we're a crew that actually understands better the politics of Scotland, you know, like leveraging that Scotland identity a bit so that we'll have more context for this information and know how to better get you the things that you need. Sort of being the idea is like leveraging that in that way, since like that's sort of a tool at our disposal, I guess.
Okay. So like, do you want that to be like your action is like trying to convince him of these things and like
Yeah.
build that kind of okay.
Making that sort of like the door in is like, well, first of all, we actually understand, you know, these politics. We understand what's at stake, and so
Okay.
you're going to get more informed information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we can use that to start off with here.
Yeah. I don't know.
Broadly speaking, to me that sounds like a consort.
I sure hope so. That's the one I'm better at.
Because it's like, no, there's something in common. You know, we're trying to, you know, work with you to do this thing, kind of deal. It's not like, you know, you're not trying to change his. You're not trying to sway him to a different point of view completely. You're trying to like kind of bring him on board with the thing that you already.
Yeah.
He's already part way there, kind of deal.
What's
but they both
position?
Position is risky.
Okay. An effect.
Let's go standard.
Standard. Okay. Cool. Bonus dice. Nah.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Unless what would the devil's bargain be? Just out of curiosity. I'm sure there's some kind of trouble I can get into here with this.
Oh, there's definitely
It happens every time. It happens every time.
I think the devil's bargain is that I start another significantly shorter clock that's like you accidentally tip him off to like who you are.
Mm.
Ooh.
I think progressively. See, but like, how soon do I want that to blow up in my face?
A couple more sessions.
Yeah, I'll roll the 2 dice. We'll see how it goes.
Get through Ghost Bomb, then risky.
We'll get through the ghost bomb, and then I'll start risking it for the biscuit with my identity.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, I could have used that 3rd die. It didn't go so well.
So
it never does. Why do I keep trying to do this?
Why did you set up your character to have this skill?
I don't know. Apparently I don't have it is the thing though.
Well, it's like what was it? Somebody described it one time as like Han Solo is like a charisma-based persuasion character who like always fails on die rolls. Like,
it's true. I
yeah,
got the
so
Han Solo vibes going on.
So he will, right? He hears that and he's got the drink in his hand, and he does like, you know, it does advance your cause to be like, yeah, you understand Scotland and the thing, and we can work together. It's like, but you know, I've been working with the Wraiths for a long time, and aside from this interruption, I've always gotten what I wanted. Yeah, and takes a nice long swig of your fancy expensive whiskey.
I got crates of it, buddy.
So I want to sway off of that and make a deception-ish that the Wraiths are losing their touch. Their tricks are being
We did get that information super easy.
Like their tricks are being found out. We were easily able to get that. Their rep is going down.
Hell, they're killing each other and they're washing up in the canals.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Can I sway that?
Yes.
Okay. Risky standard.
Yes.
Standard risk.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna double bargain.
Don't know.
Oh fuck.
Hey, you got 4.
You got a 4.
4 is okay. 4 is not the worst thing you can get.
Okay.
Trying to.
Oh shoot, you're You still have level 1 harm. Which reduces
Could I help? Like retroactively, I'll just pay that stress.
paying stress to assist someone else doesn't change the like effect levels, it just does the dice.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to
To change the
re-roll?
effect levels, you'd have to pay the stress yourself. No, I'll keep it from now and just try to remember.
So what happens because I have disturbed, like, not this time, but what
Less
should
effect.
Yeah, instead of being standard effect, it should have been limited effect, which
Okay.
actually I can mark in there. So I think all right, so yeah, he hears your argument. He's like, you raise a good point. They've still been good for me, but yeah, the one who washed up in a canal, that is a little stressful. I'm willing
Gauche.
to. Yeah, I'm willing. Yeah. Ugh, honestly, something like that.
Poor taste.
Trying to figure out if I can use hunt some way in this. Don't think I can. Let's see what I got here.
I mean, if we wanted to go that route, we could ask what he would require us to do to earn his trust, and do it that way.
No, yeah.
Which could very well involve hunting someone down. I don't know.
You could also, I think there's probably also a way to do a flashback where you get to use hunt.
That you, like, tried to gather some information on what was going on?
Yeah, like you gather some information about like, who are usual patrons around here like this night of the week, and then, scoping out from another rooftop like who's unusual that's been coming in and like the group that he shows up with and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I'll do that. That sounds like fun.
Okay.
Yeah. What do I need to do to trigger a flashback?
So since that one's like going to be a die roll and it's going to like have some like chance of risk and failure, that's probably going to be like a 2 stress flashback.
Okay. All right. Position's risky.
Yeah, the position is risky.
Or is there more role playing I need to do here to kind of set it up? Like, who would he be impressed that I found out? Is probably the question I need to ask.
Well, I think you having more information about like the entourage he showed up with, because like, yeah, he's in here and he's not like dressed in a uniform kind of thing, but like they showed up in like a Scotland consulate cart and that kind of thing, and like there's 5 guys who are distributed throughout the restaurant kind of deal.
So kind of like the
yeah,
professional bodyguard pointing out all the other bodyguards that are not as great at their job.
yeah,
as I am.
like you know more about what's supposed to be his undercover security detail and like how they got here and stuff than like you should have had access to as somebody who like just showed up at 7 o'clock for dinner, like the note said.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Standard effect.
Yeah.
What's the devil's bargain? So because I got 2 in it, but I'm interested.
I think the devil's bargain is that as you were out here doing it, you had Cerberus with you, and there's people who are starting to like recognize Cerberus a little bit. So like there would be like there's we'll say there's 2 extra heat from people who are like starting to connect Cerberus.
Do it.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm feeling lucky today.
Oh man, we're gonna be wanted after this. There's no way.
We can get that heat down.
There's no.
I have not submitted. I can take it back.
Do it. No, do it.
Casey, do it.
I want to
we're
be.
going
I want to
with
be
it.
wanted. I want to be wanted.
Got a 5.
Yeah, you needed that. You needed the extra die.
We needed you to get that 5. Thank you.
I'm really, really, really good at my job, sir. Really good.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely he doesn't act totally shocked, but you've been around people like this who you put in that kind of situation. He does kind of go sort of silent, and you kind of see his jaw clench a little bit as you're pointing out. It's yeah, you got the 2 guys here and the 1 guy inside the front door, but where are the other 2 guys that you came in with? Sure, one of them has some way to get in touch with the cart that dropped you off.
Right.
So he'll sit up a little bit straighter back in his chair again. Take a slightly smaller sip of the expensive whiskey this time.
Knowing that I don't want to come off like an ass. Knowing that the blackmail that we got was from about Sklivlin, and he is from there, could we talk about connections that we know he probably has, information that I know from some of the or that Demas knows from circles that we run in?
What if we had gotten more blackmail to sweeten the pot?
I was actually about to pull out documents and
But
throw that on the
can
pile.
we flash back for some cheeky little
documents?
extra documents
for some actual digging
some,
up dirt on people?
this is in addition to what you already purchased, that kind of thing.
I'll take the load on the documents. Is that
so? Which the documents I think are part of your character stuff. What documents does that refer to?
It just says documents. So I think in this case we're talking about additional blackmail that these documents represent.
Okay.
Right.
Is
that's
it
what
in
I was
the
going for.
gray part or the white part?
The white part.
White part. Okay.
I'm sorry. In the gray part, I have a cane sword, and that's just badass.
Well, okay. Not super useful right now.
Right now?
Give it a few minutes. We'll get there.
But
yeah,
I have it just in case.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out where to look up the details on the documents. It says a collection of slim volumes on a variety of topics, including a registry of the nobility, city watch commanders, and other notable citizens. Blank pages, a vial of ink, a pen, a number of interesting maps.
I didn't see that you could click on that.
Ooh, that's true. So could I flashback or something to furnish some weight on those documents? Maybe some information that I went to gather or something.
Yes.
Okay, and I can pop my cover identity as well, since that's relevant.
Okay.
And to help that out.
So what is that scene of Demas and potentially Maribel gathering more blackmail on these people kind of look like? Where do you go, and how do you do that kind of thing?
So it'd have to be some event where old houses of Scotland go and rub elbows and that kind of stuff. Since that's who the blackmail was on originally.
Yeah.
Right, was one of the houses. So we'd be trying to find more on that house. So if they had a party or something of that nature.
Would we say that Maribel knows your other person?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're working together to get this info. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I say it's 2 stress, I can say it's 1 stress to each of you, right? So that's fair.
Okay.
Yes.
That'll work. And then I guess consort again. To get some.
If you want, yeah.
Okay. Does Maribel want to help me on the roll with a group action kind of thing, or?
Yeah, that means I take stress, right?
Means whoever leads
however.
the action takes stress if somebody fails.
I mean, I can lead if you want.
I have the disturbed problem. So is that going to affect? I have that level 1 harm.
Does that affect it?
It affects effect. It's -1
Affects
effect. So it's
Can't you like assist a teammate with stress or something
That's what
instead?
I
So
thought. Yeah.
that way it could just get a die, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Why don't I just assist you and take the stress?
Okay.
How many
That's-
stress do I take? 2?
It's just 1 to give someone else a die.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then yeah, I'll take my
Two,
stress.
two to get 1 for yourself, 1 to give 1 away.
So then, what is the position?
Position is risky.
I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit if I got to. Don't be afraid to put me in a desperate position with this. I want the good stuff. I want the good stuff.
I think to get the good stuff, yeah, it's desperate because to get the good stuff, you have to talk to someone who like explicitly knows about House Pavok.
Perfect. We'll do it.
Perfect. Yes.
An effect is
Standard.
standard. Okay.
Come on, Demas.
I'll push myself because.
Oh God, Demas.
So that's 2 bonus dice. What's the devil's bargain? Why not go for
you,
3?
You can't push yourself for
Oh, okay.
You can't push for yourself for a die and take a devil's bargain.
Darn. Okay.
So
So
the
it's
max
one or
is
the
you're
other.
getting
What
your
would
max
you
is you're
like?
getting 2 extra dice.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. Here we go.
Yes,
Nice.
son.
Crit.
That's what I
Yes.
wanted.
You absolutely come up with the information that blows the rest of that clock off the table. The race do not stand a chance once you're like, we also know this. And that is that the guy, yeah, you're able to get the information from somebody who's at the consulate about that house, who's like, yeah, I don't know why people even keep bothering to check on all these houses. After they were all landed houses, like they all owned land, and they all owned land around a place that I should know the name of, but I have it on a map here if I go double check it real quick. They all owned land around Lockport in Scotland.
Okay.
But they were all on the side of independence, and they all owned land in outside Lockport. So they were all basically all those houses. The house that the information is on is one of multiple houses, which may sound familiar, who were basically stripped of their status and their land around Lockport was like seized.
That does sound familiar.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad I risked it for that biscuit in
Yes.
particular.
You keep saying that, and I am making it the header of this podcast when
Risking it for the biscuit.
Risk it for the biscuit, baby.
We are at a nice
Dark.
dinner.
Risk it for the biscuit. Yes.
I took documents on my load, so.
Okay. Yeah, so between like the stuff that you have that like is research on stuff, the stuff you have that is like, explicitly calling out like, yeah, you're trying to wreck people and their reputation because the Scotland government was taking their land as part of like funny. Yeah, the Scotland government was taking their land as when they decided to like the people who went for unity came back into power, took all this land around Lockport, and sometime afterwards, Maribel will probably put together that Lockport is when the Welker family refineries shut down because they moved all the refining to Scotland. Lockport is where all of them went to.
Gotcha.
So someone was seizing land from Scotland noble houses so they could move refineries onto them.
Classic politics. It's all about
Yes.
oil.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Just whale demon oil.
Just different kind.
Yes. But But yeah, you have convinced Zerka that you got it. If you had this, if you figured this out on your own, that this is why we've been going to the Wraiths to begin with, then yes, you're definitely wily enough to be worth my time and worth my business, and I will work with you in the future.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a great business partnership.
Yeah, so I think we may come back from time to time and have them come like to you guys to like come up with like we're specifically asking you for something, and we can probably also hammer out some sort of an arrangement where like if you guys gather a thing, there's somebody who you can sell it to.
Okay.
Excellent.
Hell yeah, Batman.
So yeah, unless there's something else that you want to do, you have a nice dinner. There's nuts with like roasted in like honey with like crushed black pepper and stuff. It's good time is had by all.
We're all like lifting the masks up a little bit to eat.
I was gonna say if we could make it official that mask technology has gotten to the point where it like fits with our face, so we can eat.
So just like opens.
You can
Yeah,
like
just opens.
well
I
you
think
can
that's
like
terrifying.
you
That's not what I meant, but okay.
you can Rorschach it where like you tug it up enough to like eat out of the can of
Or
beans
maybe
kind of deal.
it's one of those where it like kind of sticks out a little bit on the bottom part,
There you go.
and you can just reach under, and it's like easy.
So we're looking like
easy
Tuxedo
access.
Mask up in this joint. Okay.
Yeah.
They're still mad. It's all covered. It's just like kicked out a little bit.
Just a little bit.
That molding
yes.
is kicked out. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Whatever it is.
This is David's idea. We're just going with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know that Ghost already has his teeth out because that's like part.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's my thing. It's already up. Gonna show them pearly whites with the one gold tooth.
We did it.
I
We
just-
did it, guys.
We did it! I can't believe we pulled this off.
We did it. We have a
We
shit
did
ton of heat.
something.
Yeah, so let's
We were successful.
let's finish out the end of score stuff.
Yes.
And then we can take a break, and then we can do like some downtime type things. And then we'll still be in a spot where for next time, go spa, right? Like
Ghost Spa.
I want to make a
Got
graphic
it.
for it.
Yes. So after the score, let's see. Payoff. The crew earns 2 rep per score by default. If the target of the score is higher tier, take +1 rep per tier higher.
I think
so
they are.
Yeah, I gotta find the faction worksheet here because
Who are we working for? Because we forgot to ask that part.
But wanted to.
he's
Like, I mean,
he's
we know that they're like, but is he the consulate or is he like something
Oh, shit.
different? Because like the consulate doesn't like us.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking too. Because he's
He's a
'Cause he-
renegade element of the consulate.
Consulate doesn't like us or doesn't like you.
the consulate does not like the faceless. The
Oh.
Scotland consulate has a -2 status with the faceless.
Yeah, they really don't like us.
Dang.
Yeah.
Did we make that decision?
We did.
Damn.
Because when we were doing crew creation, it was either like you were either on the outs with one and in good with the other of the Scotland consulate and the blue coats, and you just be on like good
Oh, we
terms with the
decided to go
cops.
with the blue coats.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I say we just do it because maybe he's a sympathetic soul trying to get information. And then we can sell it back to the people that Demas ran into in the last game.
Just sell everybody all the
Yeah.
information.
I know,
That's
Here-
what
here-
we're trying to do.
We're supposed to get all the information and then sell it to the right people, not get it and then just sell it randomly. That's
Everybody,
not-
yeah.
So a little chaos once in a while,
No.
Maribel.
It's not what you do with secrets, Demas.
Sure you do.
So what I was gonna say then is, because I should have paid better attention to that, you guys like pretty much like blew it out of the water when you were trying to finish off that clock to convince him. So I think he is attached to the Scotland Consulate like powers that be, and that this does not make everybody good, but he is more willing to give you guys a chance. So this is like moving you the extra bonus from like totally blowing it out of the water at that last part is like we're gonna move you guys from like -2 with them to like -1 with them.
Sweet.
Cool.
Like, you know, we see the potential for utility in having a relationship with you guys, even if there's still going to be trust issues for a while, right?
Do we know his name?
Zerka.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Duh. Thank you, guys. It was written on the other page, not the page I'm looking at.
Oh, cool. Rep's full.
Is it? I didn't try to look yet. Because I meant to
How
look
many
up what the
tiers
tier
above?
was. Because yeah, that's the thing that I closed it before I made an actual note of. So the Scotland Consulate is tier 3.
So it's 3 extra rep.
Yep.
Ooh.
You also earn a coin reward based on the nature of the operation. Was this a minor job, a small job, a standard score, a big score, or a major score? Because I'm kind of leaning
Standard, if anything, I would think.
Yeah, standard score pays out with decent loot. So that is 6
We also
coin.
get plus 2 coin for espionage or sabotage.
This wasn't espionage.
That's kind of. We're delivering black money.
I mean, we that's what we were doing.
You spied on him to know
and
what was up.
And I figured out all the people.
And it's from the covert drop.
Yep. So overall, that will be 8 coin.
So are we dividing that up?
The bank.
So it could either be 2 for each of us, or 4 for the vault, and then 1 for each of us, and that would fill up our crew vault.
The thing that I do have to point out now is that you do earn enough rep to go up in tier.
Mm-hmm. And we need to pay to do that.
Yeah, in order to do that, it's going to cost 5 coin.
Okay.
So Ohm doesn't need one, is what you're saying.
Sure. He wasn't here.
No.
Well,
that's what you get, David, for going to work in real life. You don't get fake money.
I say we put the 5 to the level up thing that we need to do, and then we put the other 3 into the vault.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm going to tick the couple things here to you get 1 rep left over.
The buttons.
You are now tier 1 and weak. Ta-da!
Does that give us another thing?
Yes, actually. Every time you advance in tier, you get tier plus 2 added to your character's stash. So everybody gets to collect 3 boxes of stash.
Oh, this is the good retirement money.
Yeah. Those are the things that, like, when it comes time to be like Griffith, like, I'm trying to find a good apartment and like get a thing like that. It's usually done by like rolling dice equal to the rolls of stash you have filled.
So we should have three stash
in the first row, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, well, good.
And I'll make a note to myself to so which that's the crew sheet I'm looking at. I want to look at
contend with challenges above your current station.
Yeah.
We got.
So
sorry, I'm jumping ahead of my.
I think maybe our rep is like not so strange anymore too. I don't know what our new rep is, but we weren't very weird. We were pretty normal.
Yeah.
As normal as 2 people walking in, and one dressed as a man suit, and the other one with sharp teeth showing up and jet black skin. Yeah, we're pretty normal.
I fly and I have a cane. Okay, I'm just saying. The sword
She is
cane
fly.
matches the suit.
I just show up with bottles of whiskey everywhere. I don't know. If that's,
Where are you
No, no, no,
carrying
no,
them
no.
at? That's what
I don't
Are
know.
we
I don't know what
sure?
kind
Are
of
you-
energy that.
That's hilarious. I feel like you're like a West
It's on my
Virginia-
sheet. It's on my sheet for like every time.
Mm-hmm.
So did we get an upgrade to our like layer also when we wrap up?
That
or-
that comes with XP at the end of the session.
Yeah, we gotta wait on that one.
Yeah, Mike's going through a list right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Can't wait
the
for
other
one of
thing
us to
else-
go to jail.
Then I get to play a new character for a while.
Don't you just like play in jail? Like, don't you have to like break out of jail?
Yeah, like the way that there's that map of boxes in the crew sheet for like, we're going to take over a vice den, and we're going to take turf, and we're going to take over the dead drop. There's a separate one of those for when you're in prison. For
Cool.
like, we take over like, the washroom where they do all the laundry, or the kitchen, and like the things.
So are you telling me we
Laundry.
can have a gang? We can literally be the Mexican mafia in this game? Is that what you're telling me?
If you wanted to.
We could be the Duskball Mafia. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not. I'm not.
Well, the next after Ghost Bomb, we're working on getting Ohm a place to work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we'll
okay.
probably do that this time, actually. Like
Yeah.
a workshop or whatever is like.
I have another proposal when we get there too, for like, I don't think it'll be this time, but like something that like I feel like it would be an appropriate upgrade for the crew at some point. Okay, so the next step after the score is heat. After a
We got
score or
2
conflict
extra.
with an opponent, the crew takes heat at +1 heat for a high profile or well-connected target. Scotland Consulate's kind of high profile.
Yeah, and we had 2 from
The Devil's Bargain.
something from a Devil's Bargain, so that's 3.
Yep.
Yep.
At +1 heat if the situation happened on hostile turf, which it's not on friendly turf, but like it's not somebody that you're like
Call it neutral.
opposed to. Yeah.
It's a neutral.
+1 heat if
Yeah.
you're at war, you're not. +2 heat if killing was involved. Not yet.
No.
Yeah,
Not over dinner.
We didn't kill that guy.
Yeah. Otherwise, the options are smooth and quiet, contained and standard exposure, loud and chaotic, or wild with devastating exposure.
It was smooth and quiet. It was like
Yeah.
butter,
Okay.
like a
so then-
well-oiled machine.
yeah, then the total is 3 heat for the whole job.
Oh, nice. Oh, we're 1 away from being wanted. Are you sure we don't want to kick it up a little bit?
I mean, I can go back in time and shoot one of his guys.
Why do we want to be wanted?
It's
I don't know. It
cool.
sounds like a
Oh,
good
okay.
thing to do. Like,
No.
How many games do you end up wanted in? Come on.
I mean, I'm
Probably
pretty
like
sure
all of
our group?
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
The
Pretty
High
sure
Shelf
we're
Gaming Group?
every single one. Why do you ask?
Okay.
We are pretty much criminals in every game we play on High Shelf Gaming.
I don't know how
Well,
to do
that's-
anything but.
We're terrible
Okay.
human beings.
So I need to
No, we're
make
not.
one
We're just
more
good
roll
role
here.
players.
So, dice equal to your wanted level, 0.
Oh, see, that could have been 1, guys. It could have been 1.
It's a bad thing, Ethan.
Bad. 2.
Yes.
There's some weird
Okay,
sounds
so your
going on
heat is.
outside my building.
I was like, sorry, I'm eating a combo.
Like,
Oh,
I don't know
man.
if it's
I want a
I don't know.
combo.
Is it this noise?
no.
Okay.
It's someone screaming.
Oh, well, never mind then. That is
That's
Okay.
completely
not-
different.
That is definitely not a mistake on my part. All right. That's,
Not like in a I'm dying kind of way, but in like a oh my god kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
One of those.
College Town.
I don't know if the people above us have like a dog or a cat or a small child or some other creature, but it's loud and it skitters.
that's
that
not
does.
good.
That sounds like a horror game.
Could be.
next game coming to High Shelf Gaming. What is
What's upstairs?
above?
What's this?
It's my favorite game. What's upstairs?
see, I keep thinking that like the next game is just to keep it all topical. It's like the next game is Red Markets, where it's all like, yeah, the zombie blight plague that takes over the planet. It's like,
Keep things topical.
I like that game
Outbreak
so
Undead.
much. I like that game so much, and it has like so many anxiety triggers for me through the whole book that like I can't. So, yeah, I'll need to give it a couple minutes of thinking to
One of my
entangle them.
coworkers said they had friends over, their roommate had friends over, and she's like, have you heard of the game called Pandemic? I'm like, yes, I have.
Oh,
They
yeah.
thought it was a great time to play this game, but I don't know what it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
no, this isn't gonna make you feel any better.
Yeah.
Hey,
That game's
correct me if I'm wrong
difficult.
talking about Pandemic. Are you trying to stop it, or are you
Yes.
creating the... Okay.
The
Gonna stop
board
it.
game Pandemic, you're trying to stop it. The
Okay,
video
good.
game called Plague Inc., you are the creator and
That
That's
was
the
fun
one.
though.
Nah, see, unfortunately, my son messed up on that too, so it's like we made him delete it.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't tell a whole bunch of black people that you started a plague in Africa. He said that cold face in front of his counsel. I'm like, we're gonna have to delete that game now.
Yeah.
I love these.
in his defense, West Africa is a pretty great place to start.
it in.
I
that
mean,
game.
yeah,
Like,
no,
in Plague Inc.
strategically, it's pretty good in the game. Like
Yeah,
there,
no.
like Saudi Arabia, like there's a couple of that are like good for plague starters.
Yeah, no, he's not. He was definitely right in how he played the game. I'm just like, bad timing there, son.
Yeah.
It's not okay, man.
Bad timing.
Okay. I will need to take a little bit of time to figure out your complication. Figure out good place to put that one. Somewhere a contact, a patron, a client, or a group of customers has flipped their allegiance and has turned away from you because you have so much heat on you. So I'll need some time to
Cowards.
figure out who that is and like how that kind of shows up in the game.
Cowards.
Could it be the guy with the ghost bomb that we're about to take out?
The guy who you set up to have the blue coats beat him until they like shattered his shoulder. Yeah, maybe him. Like,
He doesn't
Maybe-
know. He doesn't know.
What if he
doesn't
found
know.
out though? Wouldn't that be so much more fun?
If he knew it was Maribel or if he was the faceless.
Both.
Both.
That sounds like a lot of fun to me. I don't know.
And
Why
Ghost
not
got his
both?
gun.
Why not all of the above?
Look, I'm pretty sure in the book it says right here, fall in love with trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Doubt
pretty sure it
about
says
it.
that.
I have fallen so hard.
okay. Yeah. So the last thing
Mike's
that's
like,
left
I'm
for
Sorry.
Hey, I keep wandering off. Be like, yeah, just like I tried rewatching last session. It's like there's a lot of time in that video that's like the top of my head as I'm like reading something.
It's fine.
It's right there in the
So
book.
yeah, just trying to like do the thing. Yeah, the next step for after the score is downtime. So I think this would be a good time for us to take a couple minutes of break. Get refill waters and take a breather for a minute. And then we can come back and hopefully we can get through downtime for everybody here
That'd be
for the
cool.
end of the session. And then give everybody
do
your
some
XP and
info
figure out your
gathering.
upgrades for the crew and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah.
Sweet.
Awesome.
We could
So, like-
spend some time getting a little more info on our ghost bomb pals.
Yeah.
Be
I
better prepared. Suppose you have to.
Cool.
So 10 minutes, be back at 8:35?
Yeah,
or-
that sounds good. Or
35 after, wherever you are?
Yeah. 35 past the hour or whatever time zone
Time
you happen to be
zones.
in. There's zones of time. Okay, cool. So we will see everybody then. Hi, everybody. We're a couple minutes late, but we're back. Everybody's fine. Everything's fine here. How are you? Yes.
You
So
got it yourself for us, or them.
both.
How's it going?
Hey, how y'all
What's up,
doing?
Mike?
What's going on? All right.
How you
We're
doing?
hanging out, just, chilling out. Yes, so another successful score for the Faceless, landing some of the the security forces of the Scotland Consulate as people willing to buy blackmail information about Scotland houses from you. Specifically, these collection of Scotland houses who had their lands seized by the government and then used to move all the Leviathan blood refiners
The
onto.
cool part about that is now we get to read all the mail first.
I
Then
love
send
it.
it on.
It makes me
Yes.
so happy.
Oh, that big map that you have on the table with all the pins on it, it's like you're gonna have like Pepe Sylvia through the middle of it now, like the Always Sunny
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
Things that I thought were funny but weren't. Anyway, yes,
We
it is
laughed.
downtime.
We giggled.
We chuckled. It was fine.
Yes, there was a sensible chuckle there. All right. Yes, so we come back around to downtime. Everybody gets 2 downtime actions by default. I can find the official list of what all those options are.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
No,
Thank you, Ethan.
not at all.
So did our crew advancement go up?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Your crew went up in
Damn it.
tier, but we do the XP for the crew. XP is end of session,
Okay.
not end of score. So
One day.
so
One day I will figure this out.
No need.
it's
It'll be fun.
different in every game, right?
I just have
Like,
the 2 of you to tell me.
but yeah, like probably once we get through downtime, we can step through the XP stuff for the characters and the crew, and
Cool.
then we can debate crew advancements for an hour. It'd be great.
Yes.
It's one of the best parts of the game. That's the
Choice.
second hardest part after naming your crew. That's
It's because everything's so dope, right? Like they're all so good. How are you supposed to pick one?
They're all good options. Yes, so everybody gets 2 downtime actions that they're able to take. The options are acquire an asset, work on a long-term project, recover, reduce the heat on the crew, train, or indulge your vice to recover stress. So is any of those jumping out at people as things they definitely want to do? The crew has a whole bunch of heat, for what it's worth. You have 8 heat on a track that goes up to 9.
I'm gonna do at least 1 reduce heat,
Okay.
and then I'm also gonna work on a long-term project. So
Okay.
those are my 2 that I want to do.
What do I need to do to remove disturbed?
You need to recover.
Recover.
Recover is going to a doctor, going to somebody who's going to be able to, help you get past your injury.
Okay.
Go to Freud.
You can go to my doctor.
Doesn't your doctor not like you?
No,
Isn't
my
that
doctor
what-
likes
Probably
me.
doesn't like me, but he doesn't
doesn't
know
like-
that. He doesn't know that. I didn't tell him. Kept my mouth shut.
Okay.
No, I have a bounty hunter that hates me.
Okay. So I have 3 things I would like to do, so I'm going to use a coin to do one of them.
Okay.
If that's okay.
So-
I want to. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, yeah, I was just gonna say we know recover is 1. So
Yeah,
what
recover
else
is
were you
1.
looking at?
If I remember the vice rules correctly, I want to indulge my vice.
How many stress do you have?
5.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty safe bet.
It's pretty safe.
Right? Because if I roll
Yeah.
6, does it?
Then you disappear.
Okay.
Disappearing is one option for what could happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be that. There are other options for things that can go on instead.
Okay. Do
That's
we
the
need
most
me to
mysterious
also remove heat? Okay, do I have to make all of my decisions now, or can I do 3 and then wait?
Like if we know that there's 2 that you definitely want to do, we can just deal with those 2 for right now, and then
Okay.
as we get everybody their opportunities, if we still do want to go back and spend coin to do extras, then we can go back and do that.
I don't have any coin left, so I gotta just.
Because you did them last time.
I did last time.
What do you want to do, Casey?
Well, you should have
keep
gotten
working.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk about it. You should have
No,
gotten like 1 coin after the end of this score that just ended.
We put them all. We put it all in the crew vault.
Oh, okay.
We're spending 5 for the upgrade and then 3 into the crew vault.
Into the crew.
I'm
Gotcha.
gonna pigeonhole that for
Sorry,
the
missed
crew.
that.
I'm gonna keep working on my project and indulge my vice because I got like 7 stress.
Okay.
And hopefully I do better.
It'll be fine. Just
I'm gonna-
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
be fine.
somebody's got to get a trauma soon, so I'm gonna not indulge my voice. Just set that up.
Well,
Set that up.
if
You
you get
are
the
like just-
trauma, if you get the trauma, you get an extra XP trigger from it, right? So you get more
Yes.
powers out of having
Don't tell
More
him
trauma.
powers.
that. Don't tell Ethan that.
That's just how the
You
game
want to be
works.
in a desperate position because you earn XP for it, and you want to have a trauma because you can earn XP for that too.
This goes like into the deep cerebral region of game design, where the things you reward your players for is the things you want them to do.
Yeah. I want you to
You know
do
what?
dangerous
Do I wanna-
things that will make life difficult.
Exactly. Got to be wanted. Got to be traumatized. All of it.
If you wanted to have a nice, peaceful life, we'd be playing like Farmers in the Vale and not Blades in the
Ryutama.
Dark. Yeah.
Just Ryutama. It's the chillest game.
What did you want to do, Casey?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry
I
to keep
already
cutting
said
you off.
I'd already said I was like, I'm gonna indulge my vice though. I'm thinking about not now because you make a point.
No,
I
okay.
would
So,
like-
so the caveat is that when I get too much stress, like you're out for the rest of the score.
See.
So, like that's not
Alright.
good. We need you. Like I'm at that point
Alright.
where I can help out a good bit and then end up having to duck out. So, like
All right, then yeah, now I'll indulge my vice and keep working on my project to get.
I'm gonna act with calculation and conspiracy, but damn, am I bad at math?
We really need you. We need Ghost and Ohm for Ghost Bomb, whereas
Yeah.
Demas
Yeah,
and
we do
Maribel are
have
just
kind
kind
of-
of auxiliary to that.
We do have a kind of important score coming up, so yeah, let me indulge my vice and get my stress down.
Mhm.
Okay.
So,
So it sounds like everybody's got kind of a plan. Anybody want to start doing their stuff first?
Mine should be pretty short if I just can get that. Let's
Okay.
do it. Yeah. So I think my first thing was reducing heat.
Okay.
the
So
thing I wanted.
where do we get that scene of Demas reducing heat? What's going on there?
I mean, so his second thing that he's doing is working on his long-term project. So he's going to be at the consulate anyway. And we've just been talking with all these consulate folks. So I think he's just going to go there and put on that fine cover identity and just, try to work that way. Like, oh yeah, I was just, in the neighborhood with so-and-so and they have a new liaison for their business. And it's definitely not the Faceless, it's somebody else. I don't know.
It's not the Faceless, it's the Unseen or the Wraiths or one of these other people we keep
The
flying everything
Unseen
off
or the
of.
Wraiths.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, don't they work with the Wraiths? I thought that changed. No. Nothing changed. That kind of thing.
But I
Everything
thought
is the
Zerka
same.
said that. Yeah, never mind. You can't trust that
Don't
guy.
worry about it. Who knows?
Yeah.
How word gets so that'd just be. I forget. Are these like reducing heat? Is it like a fortune roll? Or...
It does use an action roll to do it, but like the position and effect don't get factored in.
Cool. I guess I'm
Not
consorted.
the same way.
I mean, it seems like just a general. I go to a lot of parties.
You are a party animal, sir.
Party animal. I did grow up a noble, and I think that's like all nobles do, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Just parties and executing people.
4 and 3
4 and 3.
on reducing heat. I think that's 2 heat.
Yeah, I think
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Cool.
Dink.
Well, I've done my part.
Good job.
And then while I'm there, I do want to continue to sort of push a little bit and see if I can't get some more information on that house that ruined my life. They made me live in a gutter with commoners
Hey,
and Maribel.
thank you.
I am a great time. I am a peach.
We know.
Yeah, but like I could be
You're also
playing
still in
like
the gutter.
I could be playing bocce ball right now, you know? Instead I'm stealing information and giving out bottles of whiskey. Like think of all the bocce ball I could be playing.
Think of it.
Okay, so yeah, what does Demas do to try to gather that information?
I mean, it'd be the same thing, right? Like I'm
It's
thinking
so-
like this is all one like evening. We're efficient. Just do the one thing. I've got the 2 dots in it, so it's the best thing I got. You know. Okay, let's see how that goes. It hasn't gone well so far, and it still doesn't go that well. It just doesn't. One measly little segment because I rolled a 3.
Yeah.
I'm just
It
not
was
good at it.
definitely one of the. It was one of the like high-ranking, influential houses that helped bring everybody in line for reunification.
Mhm.
But you're not totally sure. Like there was a couple houses at the top of that, and there was they were doing your thing behind closed doors, and you weren't behind those doors. Yeah, somebody doing that kind of crap, and you just can't trust people who do that kind of crap. If they're not me, that's yeah.
One day, shakes fist at sky.
Yeah. Okay. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. Mine's pretty
Okay.
quick. So where am I at on that now? I gotta look at it. Hold on.
You're
For
Close.
getting your
You
wife
got like
to.
one
Oh
little
no,
tick.
1. Sorry, you have 1.
1. So let's see if I remember right. Should have wrote down. I basically got everything, and now I'm trying to get a. Like I got the paperwork. It's all
I think you're on like
legitimate now.
the ship. You're on like
Yeah,
getting
I'm trying to get now. Now I'm trying to get a ship ready to go. We're trying to find somebody to go to our land to go pick her up. Like everything is ready. It's just now getting her over here. So I would like to walk down to the docks,
Okay.
find not a whaling ship. So whatever, not a whaling ship. So
I
whatever.
don't want my wife to die at sea with these people
Yeah,
trying
it's
to kill
like
the demon
so.
whales.
So like I want to find like maybe a merchant ship, like a Taikarosi merchant ship. That would be more of.
Who's Ohm's friend?
They
They got to get their stuff
Ojak.
shipped in from
Oh
somewhere.
yeah,
Ojak, right?
right. So
I don't know if
maybe I'll
that's
go to.
I don't know if that's mechanically useful, but like
Well, no, it would make story wise. It would make sense. I would go
It
to
makes
his
sense in the
friend.
fiction, yeah, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go to her and see if Mortal Kombat lady can help me out because I cannot remember her name. What is her name? How you
Okay.
described it? That's all. There you go.
Oh
the
yeah,
big-
I mean she still got
Way
the,
too many teeth.
She's
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
the
creepy
she's the
teeth.
chick with the teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, she's up in the stall. She's wearing like some sort of strange, like almost not quite spider web, but like it's very geometric patterned outfit that's like made out of these very specific straps everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This time, but she has like a different like black like translucent silk veil, and like she's still got like the decoration in her hair, kind of holding it back, to cover her mouth, or from like too much of display for like the regular people here.
I think I'll walk up. And it's like you should show that off more often. And
Yeah, she'll smile, get the smile that goes all the way back to like the spine, and like nice of you to say something like that. What can I
no
do for you,
problem.
cousin? Like you're Taikarosi, or you're related at some degree, surely. So she'll refer to you in a positive manner.
So, ma'am, I am trying to, and I have it's all legitimate. Rare for us, I know, but I'm trying to have my wife come over here. Her and I were in a sticky situation back in our hometown, and I would like to bring her over from our homeland. And I was wondering if maybe you can help us out in that situation by chartering a boat for us.
So she will like, she'll like look over the documents and be like, yes, I know some of these words, kind of like way, because like,
Right.
and I think what she'll say is that like, yeah, these all look like they're in order to me. I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. Um, and I know some people who are headed back to the homeland soon to pick up some things. Um, and they're headed back to like, significant port town name goes here, right?
Right.
Because Taikuroshi's the one place that's not on the map, so like there's no names for anything in it, so for me to steal. So, um, but yeah, they're leaving to go back there for another, set of goods for me in a couple days. Um, and for the right price, I'm sure they would be willing to, bring her back in one of the cabins on the ship. They have passengers now and then. They're not like a specific passenger vessel, but they can carry people.
Gotcha. What do we? So I'm guessing my role would be how much I got to pay.
I think you're at a point where like it doesn't matter what you roll, you're gonna finish that clock.
Okay.
So I think she's willing to just say, yeah, if you're willing to pay a coin to cover the cost of the trip, they can.
Goodbye,
definitely
coin. That was like my one coin. Well, we gotta go to work, guys. So I pay her the coin. I flip a coin to her. I
Okay.
appreciate it, cousin.
Yes. So
one other thing, cousin. She will be bringing over quite a rare animal. It's a unicorn. Would you mind if we left it here, not for sale, until we have a bigger place?
You're muted, Ethan.
Shit. Okay, that's got to be a new clock, right? Is the
That's got. I was
The
like,
unicorn clock.
unicorn housing clock?
Oh yeah, no, I've worked my way into a corner here, but I'm like, I really want this unicorn over here, but I don't want it at our base.
I have an estate. Ish.
Yeah, we haven't been there to see that yet.
I'm not quite sure how the fence is, but I have one.
Do you have people that can handle? Yeah, I'm assuming.
Oh God,
you have...
no.
Oh,
there's one aging groundskeeper and his wife, who is like the only remaining maid. So you have one person who would be there and be angry over all the bushes that it eats. Yes.
I mean, would Maribel be upset if my wife crashed at a place until I found a place with the horse, with the unicorn, or is that on?
That's probably a conversation we could have.
Yeah.
Oh God, sorry. Scott's gonna lose his goddamn mind.
Oh no.
Sorry for the interruption. They just canceled or suspended the rest of the NBA season. A player tested positive for COVID-19.
Gotta be kidding
basketball.
me.
Separately, I just saw an article that says Tom Hanks and his wife have COVID-19. So
I make a fair amount of money off of gambling, dude. That's a big deal.
Did you bet on them calling off the end of the season? That would have been the bet.
That's a big deal.
Can't gamble. This is a role-playing game, sir. You can't gamble in the game if you're going to gamble out of the game.
I mean, I try to live as close to my characters as possible. Really brings it out.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the game.
Yes. I think if Griffith and Maribel want to have a conversation about like, is that a place that it would work to stash the unicorn? I think that is an option, because
a white unicorn at our base with razor sharp teeth.
We're not having it at the base. That's
what I'm saying. Like,
no.
Like, hey, if you guys see that closed down shop, there's like this wild unicorn that's there.
Like one horn and just like
It's just a lot of teeth.
I
they
don't know
just
why, but it
open the
just hangs
door,
out
they
there.
throw in a fish, and just like across the inside of the windows. It's wild. We don't understand what's going on in there. It's terrifying.
We just don't. We know not to go there. Maybe this could be good. People just don't go there. They're like, don't know what's going on in there, but it's not my
They got a
business.
3-headed dog and a unicorn with some teeth. Like, this place is.
Call it the menagerie.
There is a place in the city called the Menagerie. There's a
That
place in the
doesn't sound
docks that when ships come back and they have like some sort of weird animal, they like just sell it to the Menagerie. Like,
Oh, that sounds like that's fun.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so you
not
wanna,
fun. It's not pretty. It's not, but it is full of animals that are weird. It's like
So do you want to have that conversation,
Yes,
Katrina?
we can have that conversation.
do you want a different downtime action if that's going to be something that we're going to try to deal with on a player basis or a character basis, or is that something that
Are you asking Casey? Or me?
yeah.
I mean, we can talk it out. And not use a downtime action, if that's what you're getting at.
Um
Or do you want us to use a downtime action? Is that what you're?
I'm trying to I think if we want to talk about it, we'll probably need to talk about it before deciding if there is a downtime action to take to try to find a place. Because I think another wrinkle to that is that like, yeah, there's a groundskeeper and like his wife that are like aging and kind of keep track of things around the estate. So like theoretically, if it's there, there's somebody keeping an eye on it. You also have a brother who's been trying to solicit large volumes of money from people.
I forgot about.
I
your
know, which
brother
is
there.
why there would be a conversation about that with
It's not me
with
he has
Ghost.
to worry about. It'll be her. So yeah. So man, I really need to get rid of my stress. We got time. We got time, right?
You have until the boat gets here to get the whole.
Yeah. So I at least got one more
Limits.
downtime, like one more session, right, Mike?
Oh yeah,
To
yeah,
have that.
because because I figured I was gonna start a clock that's like probably 4 ticks. That's like
Okay.
when we do reach a downtime that we would tick that to be like, that's part of the trip that's going on.
All right. Yeah. Then we'll hold. We'll have that a little bit later, Katrina. So we don't have to
Sounds
burn
good.
up a downtime. Yeah.
Cool.
Because I forgot about that about your brother.
I mean, well, there's ways to take care of that.
So I guess the next thing I would do would indulge my vice.
Okay.
And yeah, feeling lucky seeing how I can't gamble in real life anymore. Let's go gamble in fake life.
I will say that Scott said that, but the news didn't say that. So breathe. It might
Well,
be okay.
I did hear, like, I listen. That's what if I'm not listening to role playing podcasts or something political, I'm listening to sports, and that was an actual conversation. They were having an emergency meeting today to see if that's what they were going to do, because it was either that or not have anybody go to the games,
Yeah.
and the players were just going to play in an empty stadium. So that was kind of the discussion that was going to happen today, anyway. So, damn it. I'll anyway.
Indulge your
Gambling in
vice.
real life. Let's roll my vice. Enough of sports talk. This is not what the people are here for. They're here for us to get into hijinks and shenanigans.
We have those
So-
aplenty.
He's not dead, Kylan.
Rip Tom Hanks.
Sorry.
No, not Mr. Rogers.
We're dating this episode real
Yes,
bad.
we
People
are.
are gonna listen. They're gonna listen a few years down the road and be like, "Oh, I remember that."
There's gonna be some great cuts in this episode when I
There's
take in
going
a
to be
podcast
something
form.
that's like just not going to age well in like 2 weeks from now. Like, oh,
Also, yes.
oh, we said, ow, yeah.
Ugh.
Let's not put that one on YouTube after the.
Ooh.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yes,
head
so
down to
you can head down to
Fireplace.
Cobb's bar, and he can, let you into the back where Spog's running the dice game.
Spog, how you doing, buddy?
Like, good to see you here. Fact play.
Yes, sir. So,
All right. All right, Spock.
whatever that was.
Spock is like a
For somebody named Spock, that's super credible. I like.
Yeah.
That's what I expected.
Yep. Boomhauer over here. So,
Victorian.
alright.
yeah. So
bonus
there's
dice?
people back there playing dice. There's there probably are like the same couple of lampblacks that were in there doing it before that were kind of
Mhm.
keeping their black kerchiefs kind of stashed a little bit are there. The older guy that had been with them last time is probably somewhere in the bar, but he's not back here playing because that guy
Boys
lost
ready to lose again?
it's the same two guys, and it's like it ends up being like the same thing every time you see them, where like one of them like hair trigger, anything you do, he's like, oh, like, right, like he starts up out of the seat, and the other one's just like hand on the chest, like pushing him back down, like sit down and shut up, this isn't enough to make it worth it. Like
I'm gonna get them in the corner one of these days.
oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to click it.
Oh,
I didn't mean to click it. I wasn't ready.
Did that.
Misclick.
Oh,
Do you
what
want to?
happens?
Do you want to spend a coin and do that one again?
I'm out of coin.
Oh no!
I just paid.
We took all your money to bring Lorena over. Oh man.
God damn it.
See,
You guys want to grind out another score real quick?
Yeah, let's just get that done.
Just go steal something real quick. It's fine.
How bad? Like how high is your stress?
I was at 7.
7.
1, 2, 3.
So I think he's got like 4 left because he gets an extra one or something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 3, so yeah. Looks like I will be the first to go into trauma.
Maybe.
Just gotta be careful when you're do stuff next time.
Oh,
And to be fair, it just takes you out of like that scene. Like you end up like distracted for like the end of like that scene, and then like if there's another scene that happens afterwards that's still the score, you do kind of like pull yourself back together to keep acting. So
Gotcha.
it may be a hiccup. It probably is not going to like totally. It's totally not going to cause a problem that'll like make the score go south. That's totally fine.
Right. So what? Am I back down to 6 or am I back down to 7? Did I not
6.
move at all?
If you're at 7, you come down to 6. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I got 4 left. We can probably get through it. I can probably get through it.
Yeah, that gives you like 2 full push yourselves.
Yeah.
Pushes yourself.
Push it.
If you did, I would say if you wanted to take a coin out of the communal stash we got going, I would understand.
I'd say okay. And we're the
Like-
only ones here that matter.
Yeah. Like if you want to just take one, just one, try it again.
All
Spend
right,
that
let's
coin.
try it.
Spend that coin.
Let's do it one more time because that was
Okay.
full.
That was coming off the crew sheet.
All right.
Roll
Sorry,
well.
guys.
Roll well. We'll
Yeah, please
never
roll
let
well.
you forget it.
Yeah.
You'll never live it down.
Like you play, it goes like not great. You go back out to the bar, and Cobb gives you a drink, and you're like, "No, I'm getting in there, and I'm getting that money back." And
I'm asking you, game. I'm asking you, algorithm. Be kind to me.
Press the button.
There
That's
we
a lot
go.
better. There we go.
There we go.
Perfect.
I'm down to 2 stress.
You're down to 1 now.
Yay.
'Cause
yes, you were 7
That's-
down 1 to 6, down 1, down 5 more. to
okay.
1. Yeah.
So it
Okay.
didn't wipe. So
Yeah.
re-rolling or spinning it doesn't wipe out.
No, you're just
you just
doing
play
you're
it
doing it
again.
again. It's
You're
one
doing
more.
it. Just
time to-
spending
yeah.
coin for a second action or third
Okay,
action.
cool, awesome. Appreciate it, guys.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And how about Maribel? Did we do you yet? We didn't do
Maribel.
you yet.
No, we haven't. Maribel would like to not be disturbed anymore.
Okay.
So I.
Wait, don't you roll a tier to find the doctor? We have more tier now, or something.
Do we?
Well, we
Or
also
no?
have. We also have.
No, I don't think so.
I thought we had a contact to.
Yeah, if there's a specific doctor she can go to, and Griffith has helped put people in touch with Melver in the past, so
Mhm.
she can go see Melver.
I would like to
okay,
go see
that's right.
Melver.
Like
Okay.
the thing is that you gotta take Cerberus to get a treat or whatever. I think is what we came
Okay.
up with.
Take the demon dog out on a walk. It went so well for Demas.
Yes. So we
I-
also get to see how does Maribel dress when she's going to visit one of the poorest districts in the city. That's where all like the low end workers and like people who work in mines live.
Oh, I definitely dress up in a disguise that looks like a skirt that has patches in it, that is very hand sewn, kerchief over my head, have that dog.
Where do you keep all these costumes? It's
I have a place. I got a place. There's a place, and I keep them.
Meanwhile, over at Welker House, there's an entire closet full of like just random outfits.
It
to
says
pick
I
from.
have fine clothes and jewelry and fine disguise kit as items that I always have.
Okay.
Yes, I have a lot to disclose. The dog is not on a leash; it's on a rope because ropes. But yes, I would look poor.
Okay.
Maribel would look poor.
All right.
And yeah, talk to the doctor.
Yes, you get there to up the little rickety stairs up to the door from the card that Griffith gives you that has like Melver's contact information on it. You knock on the door from inside. You hear hang on, I'll be there in a second. And you get there, and the door opens, and it's Melver, and this time he's got like kind of a ruffled shirt, like I'm picturing like the Seinfeld ruffled shirt like that he's got, but
Lovely.
it's like kind of it's got definite ring around the collar, and like he's been wearing this, and like it's like sweating a fair amount. His hair is kind of all like disheveled and like damp from all the sweating he's been doing, and he just looks like gray and like super sunken in circles under his eyes, like he hasn't slept in days.
But who doctors the doctor?
Yes. So yes, the doctor that will definitely see you and help looks 100% trustworthy, because clearly if he was a doctor, he would be making it a real doctor on the up and up. He'd be making enough money to not be doing it out of an apartment in Char Hollow, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's an ex-army medic. He's used to improvising.
See what that Unity War gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the tattoo covered up this time, so it's
I was sent here by Ghost. He said you could help me with the vapors.
The vapors.
I believe I can do something with the vapors.
And a treat for the dog.
It's like, oh yes, here's Cerberus, and Cerberus like jumps up on us like slobbering, and like it like glows weird colors and stuff. Yeah, and he's like totally like such a sweet dog. Like totally into it. Like even though it's like this weird
cleanliness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, so he's like, yeah, have a seat on the table over there. Like he's got like, his padded exam table kind of thing, and he grabs like it looks like the rag from like a bar to like clean it off with, and like, wipes the stuff off his hands and just comes right over. Like So
okay.
The vapors, you say? Well, I believe I can he gets out this like real tall, like narrow glass that's like kind of a V shape. It comes up and he like has this like opens this cabinet that has this array of like tiny little like jars with like eyedroppers and stuff. And he's like, yeah, we'll want like a couple of these, and like puts a couple drops into something. Like you can see it, like it's got this like dark green swirl that doesn't like mix completely. Like it doesn't like not everything turns green. It's like there's definitely like swirling of things in here. Um, and then he finds another one and he takes a couple drops and like the entire glass, instead of being clear, it like goes like pearlescent.
Hey.
And then he like he reaches over and he grabs like a candle off the counter and he like waves it over the top, just like like off a flame off the top. It's like, yeah,
I'm
here.
at a bad bar.
And
It's
it's
a bad
yeah, like
club.
it smells like some sort of charred herb and like antiseptic. It's like, here, take drink this. Don't drink it all in one go. Take your
Oh,
time, sip it. Like it's this huge glass. Sip it. Right? Like
that makes it worse.
it's like, yeah. It's like
This
this
guy
isn't
has
even like chug it and get it done. This is like, take little
This guy-
sips, like kind of it has to absorb into the system in order to really like, take effect and help.
he's got the medical know-how of like that one friend everybody had in college who was always
Oh,
bringing
right.
over weird stuff.
Yeah. I will take my medicine
For us,
begrudgingly and
for us, that
disgusted.
friend was Connor, and he just brought Soylent, which like tastes pretty gross, but it sure did help.
As random things
You
to
mean
have
Connor?
company,
Connor?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
as random things for people to like come and bring and be like, here, try this. Soylent is not that bad for the list.
It's not that, and it was effective, we aren't having any oh man, what was that thing from Cowboy Bebop where it was just like a shot of gin with a raw egg in it?
Oh.
I keep meaning to share it. There's a guy on YouTube who like recreates drinks from TV shows and stuff, and he did an episode that was all drinks from Cowboy Bebop, and he made that.
I need that.
Yeah.
Now you
I
know
mean,
it
But
exists in the
it
I
was
world.
don't need that drink because it's
Yeah.
awful. But
it was also fun because in the beginning he does a complete one-man a cappella version of the theme music at the beginning. Like,
Perfect.
it's like, yeah.
That needs to be shared.
Yeah, I'll go find the link when we're done here. Pass that one around.
and then Heather will put it in the show notes of the podcast in like 6 months.
Shit, 6 months. Do you know how many games we have?
A year and a half.
Something that's better. We're not even to Traveler yet.
Oh god, it's fine.
Sorry. So
Sometime
I
in
drank.
September 2022. Yes. Yeah. So you have this huge glass. It tastes like yeah. It when he lights the flame over the top of it, it smells like scorched herbs and an antiseptic. It definitely has a flavor of aniseed, which is sort of black licoricey.
So it's
Okay.
absinthe.
Okay.
It's just a big glass of absinthe.
I can do that. Sips at a time.
I mean, that's one
Yeah.
way to make the vapors go away, right? Plastered.
Vapors.
Which also,
Chase
when
the-
you add
chase the
water
green
over the sugar
fairy.
cube, does loosh to that pearlescent thing. So it's, yeah.
Chase the green fairy.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, so Melver's actually a pretty good doctor, despite the fact that all of his treatments are incredibly uncomfortable and disgusting. So he is worth a fortune roll with 2 dice.
The fortune roll. Roll
That's
fortune.
not a bad doctor.
2 dice.
Replace the vapors with the liquids. That's right, Kyla.
I don't even want to contemplate the options for what that means. It's,
4 and a 6.
Hey,
For the vape.
yes, so a six fills 3 ticks on the healing clock.
If you spend a coin, you
And
can
then we
fill
get to have like
5.
the fun conversation where if it doesn't fill the healing clock, so it's either spend a coin to up it to fill, or hope that in the process of ghost bomb, you don't take more harm that would clear out the clock that you've done so far.
But I wanted to do things with my coins.
So that's the trick.
Oh my god. I guess a question to the crew. Do I need to remove heat?
It'll be fine.
Like, actually, do I need to remove heat?
So, like, okay,
Well, how
On
much
the
heat do we have right now?
we have 3 remaining that
Before we
can
go into
get,
wanted.
and we're totally about to like hijack a giant bomb thing going on. So, like, there's no way we're getting out of that without some extreme heat.
Yeah.
So my thing though, it doesn't really matter because we're probably going to end up with enough heat to fill it up regardless.
Does it go over? Like, or does it just
Yeah,
hit
basically,
the top?
Probably.
heat fills all the way up,
Uh-huh.
and it's kind of like the XP thing, right? It fills up, and then you end up with like 1 and 2 that spill over again, and it empties out. But heat fills up, becomes wanted level, and then comes back in from the bottom again.
Oh, so it's not like it's going to go up to wanted 2.
No.
Oh, then I'm okay with us getting heat. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll spend a
Just
coin.
wanted one.
Yeah, it's like the stress and trauma thing,
Okay.
but it's kind of at the crew level. So.
Yeah, I'll spend a coin then.
We're making like
Okay,
awful mechanical decisions, but it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
it's fine. It's good.
Pretty good.
This is all fun.
Okay, so I spend a coin.
I feel
Right.
like we're doing that thing in
Yes.
Tetris where you build it up except for that one line. So you can get all the good rolls, but then you
Yeah.
just never
That
finish
piece
the
never
line.
comes.
And I never got the straight one. I could never. Yeah.
So I can take disturbed off now?
Yes. So you'll have 1 tick left on the clock, the healing clock.
Mhm.
Disturbed falls off the bottom of the chart and will no longer interfere with rolls.
Hey.
So I have 1 tick on the healing clock? I'm so sorry.
Yes. So a 6 is 3 ticks. When
Mhm.
you pay a coin, it goes up to being a crit, and a crit is 5 ticks.
Oh, okay.
So it fills the whole thing, and you have 1 tick left over. But when it fills it, everything comes down a notch. And since you only had a tier 1, it just falls off
Then
the
it's
bottom
gone.
and it goes away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So that was my coin spent, and one of my actions. My second action was to indulge my vice by going and gambling.
Okay.
Because that's what I do. I go play poker with the rich people because they lie, and I can tell that they don't when they do.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna.
Yes.
I'm gonna
So
do
we get
that.
you like showing up at Dusk Manor, where like the big
In a different
kind of
clothes.
yes, I mean in the appropriate outfit, assumingly without the like weird Taikarosi dog.
Yeah, he went home.
Um, yeah, showing up there, and it's got the doors that have like kind of the stained glass pattern of like interwoven weaves of like ivy with thorns on it.
Mhm.
Kind of like parting those doors, and inside there's like music, and the lights are burning, and there's people playing cards, and there's people playing craps. Like
Mhm.
the cards all have like 6 of skeletons and 5 of daggers. All the dice have little skulls on them for the craps table and stuff. So, because
Mhm.
it's blades, that's just how that's gonna be. Um,
Great.
but yeah, there's a place for you at like one of the card tables for you to go and have your
They
seat and do your thing.
they do like to take my money.
Yep.
They are indiscriminate in that. So bonus dice. No.
I forget if we did a bonus die last time because you can tell when people are lying or not.
You did.
Did? Okay, yeah. Then go for it.
Okay. 5 and a 3.
So yes, you get to clear 5 stress, which was exactly the amount that you had, right? Like that's
Yeah.
Yep.
That bonus die would not have been like a good thing. That would have been a bad thing. It could have potentially been.
I mean, yeah, but it worked out.
That's
It
what
worked
gambling's all about.
Well, one of the playbooks actually has a move where it might be the spider. When
mine
when
does.
you roll vice, you can either
Mhm.
add 1 or subtract 2 from the roll, and like if other people have your same
can-
vice,
you
they
can
can
do
do it
one or-
also.
Nice.
You can do 1 or 2 in either direction.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
pretty
yeah,
neat.
you are
Yeah.
far less likely to overindulge, and
Functioning vice.
yes.
I'm a high functioning weirdaholic.
Great. And then for my coin, my last, so I'm gonna spend my last coin
Mhm.
to move my clock for establishing contacts in Crowsfoot.
Okay.
And I specifically want to
Boss.
no, actually,
Our best friend.
no. I would like to begin hiring some of the little street rats and the little scamps from the Strathmill house
Okay.
because
Somebody's been reading the book. That's awesome. All right.
Legend Keeper.
Well, still,
Legend Keeper.
it's you're
We are
putting
the
in homework.
same.
I'm excited. Yeah.
We're the same tier as the gutter snipes now. We're
That's
now equal
that's a
with
conversation
the children.
that's a conversation I'm holding for later on when we start talking about upgrades.
Yes.
That's-
Oh, if the gutter snipes are from this little house, they're on the payroll. They're going on the payroll. No, that's what I want to do. I want to advance my clock by either talking to the person who runs the kids or if the gutter snipes themselves. I'll pay those kids some candy.
I think I think somewhere they actually do talk in the book about, like, the people who run Strathmill House, like, you can rent kids for jobs and, like, kind of train them to do a thing, right? So
Yeah.
the idea that you would be coming to them because you want children to help gather information, like, that's something they're willing to entertain.
Okay.
So this is like bargaining that deal.
Yes.
For, like,
Excuse me, sir. Do you have any small children I can borrow for an
Yes.
evening?
Can I
Sure. Do you have a height requirement? Let's
can I just tell a very quick, very short story about being a child at a horse track?
It's gonna be good.
Yep.
Okay, that can't go anywhere but
Go.
a great place.
Yes.
So when I was younger, my family would spend time at the horse track as gamblers, not as owners of horses. There was an old guy who would pay kids like 10 cents to gather up any of the tickets that were like thrown on the ground from old horse races and bring them to him, and he would pay like 10 cents for each of them for one of two reasons I found out when I was adult. Either looking for ones that won and people just threw out unknowingly, or two, because he could write it off on his taxes because he had all of the tickets.
And probably both. So that's me.
That's the greatest.
So
The hustle.
it's the hustle every day. Love the ponies. Anyway, so yeah, I would like to purchase children for secrets.
Whoa. We don't say it like that, but yeah. I mean,
That's not the way it goes.
Got to be very careful when you talk about renting children.
This is a game. Twitch
sure.
overlords. This is a role-playing game.
Excuse me, sir.
The city
Can I
does
borrow a
have
ball?
some rules. Yeah.
No, I want I just want the scamps to gather secrets for me. That's what I want.
Excuse me, I need a boy. A particularly lithe boy.
Live.
That can fit into small places. Preferably with a good sense of hearing.
I think we need to make this roll move on.
Is it
This is too far.
This
Position?
is just spiraling out of control.
Yeah, for the downtime actions, the position and effect don't really come into play for it. Yeah,
I mean, when you're bartering for boys, it's always a little risky.
David is never letting us on the channel again.
Whatever, he would think this shit's funny. Is there a devil's bargain?
There has to be.
Just asking. I also did just clear all my stress, so I might push 2 stress into it, but
Do we go for the low-hanging fruit here.
No.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. I think okay. There may be some
it
children
back.
here who are ready, who are like, oh, I would volunteer to take part in that because they know you're associated with their friend who they want to try to hang out with more, Maisley.
Oh, so they're creepy.
Yeah.
Do it!
Oh, they're creepy and they're trying to find like head creepy kids.
I
need a-
mean, head
we
creepy
need
kid,
all of
right?
them.
Like, she needs to be head creepy kid, right?
Oh,
Let's do it.
Did you think there was a chance she wasn't going to be like the lead creepy kid? Yeah.
I will take that bargain.
Okay. You'll have creepy children in your employ who also may have some sort of weird allegiance
Hey,
to Maisley.
Ghosts
So-
have secrets. Ghosts can
Ghosts
tell
have
you things.
Ghost can't tell.
Oh. Oh, fuck.
So you get to have a lot of like weird, creepy children coming to you for things,
You still get
but
to
you
tick the
you
clock.
still get a tick on your clock.
Man, 3 dice. That sucks.
Yeah, what are the odds on that one? Like a 80-something% chance of higher than a 3.
On a what's it? They say that if you have 2 dice, you have a 75% chance of at least partial success.
Yeah, so then it would be like 87% with a
Yeah.
third die or something.
I blame the NBA for this.
Okay,
Solid.
that's all my actions.
Okay. So what I would say then is to fit stuff into the end of our time here so that we don't go too far over. I don't have a lot of information gathering prepared for you guys right now. I think we have a lot of information for Ghost Bomb. And then I think if we have more specific questions around that, we can handle them at the beginning of this next session. But if we wanted to do XP, so we could do character XP, crew XP, and then if you wanted to talk crew upgrades, because I'm pretty sure this puts us over the top on a crew upgrade, we can do that.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Yes. Let's do character ones first, just because they're going to be simpler, or at least they don't. If there's going to be something that comes out of them, it's not going to be like a group thing to have to like hammer out what the decision is. So start in the still gonna point to the wrong directions because now my video is not mirrored, so it's all weird. Yes. So Maribel, what does your one-off XP trigger say?
Deception or influence.
Okay. I know we hit that at least once here tonight. Is that something that got hit multiple times?
I did use it in the conversation with the wraiths about the wraiths, excuse me.
Yeah.
You tried to influence those creepy kids.
I did. And I sort of lied to the doctor guy. Sort of, but kind of not really. So yeah, those would be mine.
Okay. Well, if it happens more than once, then you get 2 XP for it. So
2 XP.
2. Yep.
Okay.
So Griffith, what is the one for you? There.
Address challenges with tracking or violence. In the beginning, I was using tracking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
I
definitely did the tracking. Yeah. Cool.
Other than that, like surprisingly civil. For the rest of the session, pretty chill.
Yeah. And Demas, what does it say there for
mine is
Spider?
You addressed a challenge with calculation or conspiracy.
Okay. And did we?
I mean, I think there was a certain amount of calculated risk just showing up to dinner. Like we didn't even have anybody like on the outside just in case things went south. Like it was a calculated risk.
Okay.
And lots of conspiracy anytime I hang out with the Goblin Consulate. And I never do very good at it, but I always do.
But you still do it.
Keep going back every time though, eh?
Yeah. Eventually it's gonna be bad and that's gonna be fun. But For now, yeah, I think.
Cool. All right. So yeah, 1, 2 if it happened more than once. So,
Cool.
and then for everybody, you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think most of the actions I took had something to do with my heritage. So
Yeah.
Leaning
And
into
yeah, and I
that
know
one.
Griffith going to visit Ojek definitely all touched on being Tykerosi and stuff.
Mhm.
Maribel.
I just tries to use some of my contacts and knowledge when talking to the consul guy.
Scavenger. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely like being in that restaurant touched on your background where we were talking about like if you've definitely been here before, this is the kind of place that
Mhm.
yeah.
And then I guess the drive for getting secrets, talking
What
to
is
the
what does your
kids.
drive say about renting children?
That
And
they
it
are
says
useful
you
in
lose
a
2
pinch.
XP when you yeah.
They are useful in a pinch. That's what it says.
Is it?
Yeah. And you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during this session.
I didn't.
No.
Nope. Okay.
No, you.
No, I won at the
didn't-
tables.
That's true. Me losing the first time, does that count as a struggle? And then having to buy, that was kind of a, or is it more of a, I disappeared for a couple
Well,
of
Inconvenience.
you sure. Yeah, because I think you went out of pocket to try to do something on top
Out of
of
our
it.
collect.
Yeah,
So
right?
do we
Like you
all
did.
get an XP because that was our collective pocket that he dipped into?
Appreciate it, guys.
Only Griffith's vice. So okay.
we had issues with Griffith's Vice.
We had problems.
Okay. Yeah, so if you have enough XP that it fills the personal XP meter, you can take another special ability. You can move from the playbook XP to the attribute XP bars if you wanted to fill in, prowess
So,
or resolve or something like that.
I
real
would.
quick,
Oh,
well, go ahead because it's just more of a mechanical thing for me. So there, go ahead.
I do want to move my playbook advancement to my resolve, and
Okay.
that would fill out my resolve. Is that how that works?
You got 5 points that you can shift up there. Yeah, you can do that. That'll leave you with one more down in playbook advancement. So.
Right. So what happens when that becomes full?
You put a new dot.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
one
I
of your
get dot.
actions.
Yeah, you put a new dot into anything in resolve, and when you're adding a dot later, anything on there can go up to 3.
Did you ever pick your advancement?
I picked mesmerism. When you sway swim and you may cause
Gotcha.
you forget.
Yeah, I remember that. No.
I don't want to go into the spider's territory, but I'm thinking of putting it in consort. And yeah, I've been using it more.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Well, and consort tends to be something you use with someone who you have a connection with. So there are situations where like Maribel has a tie to Sir Fancy Lad that Demas does not, but as Demas, somebody Scovlander here is trying to talk to Ulf Ironborn again. Demas is going to be able to try to consort him and to get something where Maribel probably wouldn't be able to, right?
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to put it in sway because my ability is in sway. So.
Okay. Well, then I take it all back.
I mean, also, it's important to know. So.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm also not super focusing on my resolve skills. That it's just more incidental stuff. I'm working on my physical stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
And maybe even some insight things later on, but I don't know.
I
Right.
just
So
don't want to steal your thunder. That's all.
How could you?
I mean, you're so amazing.
I've got that bottle of whiskey with me all the time.
That's not in your gear list. You can never use that. Yes. So for the crew XP, execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation.
We
Ta-da!
did something like that.
Yeah. So that fills the crew advancement meter.
Whoop, whoop.
So there will be an advancement. Oh, thank you, Veldria,
Yeah.
for
Thank you
the
for the
Thank
bit.
you
cheer.
for the bits.
Yes.
Yay!
So yes, execute a successful thing, fills it. Contend with challenges above your current station, which yes, I think you did.
Yeah.
So that
You do
will totally fill it, get the advancement, bring it back down to 1. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Oh, thank you,
I
Veldria.
think we.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been having fun with it. So yeah, yeah, bolster your reputation or develop a new one because you guys seem to be working on a new one that's like kind of professional information gatherers kind of deal, as opposed to just we're weird.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So what are the other reps?
Oh,
they can be anything, I believe, but let me see what the examples
They-
are.
yeah, they do have a list somewhere in here.
Yeah, so the initial example list is ambitious, brutal, daring, honorable, professional, savvy, subtle, and strange.
I think we're moving towards a professional, strange crew.
Or
Okay.
savvy?
Yeah, professional, savvy, something. I think savvy, right? Because we keep just kind of pulling out the tricks on people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, aha, but have you considered all this
other
extra
thing,
blackmail we got?
These documents that we doctored. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's sort of where we're moving towards.
Okay. So I'm going to make a note that, like, we're working towards a savvy reputation. That was motion in that direction. So
We should
we
probably
get XP
also
for that.
throw that in Discord. Let the other two know
Yeah.
that we're
Yeah.
thinking about that.
I mean, I think it follows though. Like most of our solutions to problems have been through like ingenuity and like whether it's like a trap from Ohm or like
Yeah.
Ghost doing some clutch stuff with Cerberus or something like that.
Yeah.
And then our last trigger here is express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
I
And that one's
yeah, I
that's the
mean,
one that's like it's kind of nebulous, so that we have a lot of catch-all type options.
I mean, we did do a lot to kind of further the crew's rep tonight, talking to the consort, going through, figuring it out, that kind of thing.
and we were totally like, I feel like halfway BSing through the whole thing, and then
that's-
successfully did that. Like,
Mhm.
we just kind of like took somebody's covert drop and was like, "It's ours," and
It's ours now.
it kind of worked, which is like,
We actually was successfully deboing somebody's stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so then that leaves 3 more XP after we reset. And we do get to pick an upgrade for the crew. So the
Oh,
option is
jeez.
either we pick 1 new special ability, which if you look at the character the crew sheet, I will bring that up on stream so people can see. So our options are 1 more special ability, which is the circles that are kind of down on the left, or 2 upgrades, which are the square boxes in the like kind of upper second column from the right.
I think we need the workshop, right?
Yeah, and
I
the
don't
the one
see
the thing
workshop.
workshop is under lair. It's right above where it says training in all caps. So workshop would be something that like enhances your lair.
Because like, I mean, special abilities are great, but we need more kind of assets. I think like
Yeah.
we need that workshop so we can do the thing that we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other thing that I wanted to bring up, because I feel like at some point it will become a thing, is that if you spend 2 of them, your 2 square upgrades, you can take a cohort, which is either an expert who does something, like if we wanted our own in-house doctor, like you could do that, or a gang, which will scale up as the crew gets bigger. So you could spend your 2 upgrades so that the gutter snipes literally work for you. They're like a subgroup within the Faceless.
Oh, we
But
got
then
to do that, right?
Then we're stuck
Like,
without our workshop though, because it
Yeah.
costs both of our upgrades.
Yeah. So at some point, I just want to throw it out there. I think that would be hilarious. The gutter snipes are like your own private little gang that does stuff for you.
Oh, we need that workshop, but
Yeah.
gutter snipes, guys.
well, we're cooking
So,
with
like-
gas right now.
So like some other things that we could get that are like just one box would be like the thief rigging. So we get 2 free load of tools and gears. So like ups our load by 2,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is nice. Or we could get new training so that like we can get extra XP if we train different stuff.
What about
And, like,
quarters? Like we had talked
quarters.
about that at one point.
Yeah, that's
like-
true. Place to
Yeah.
live.
So there's a
Mhm.
place for people to actually live in the I keep wanting to call it the clubhouse. The back of
It's the clubhouse.
the broken down shop that you're all like
What
kinda
is the
hiding out in.
mechanic of quarters?
You don't get attacked in your sleep.
No, I could have been doing that
Maybe.
this whole time. No.
What?
I mean, yeah, technically.
Well, yeah, one of my favorites on that sheet is that having a layer that's hidden and having a layer that's secure are not the same thing. So, like, yeah,
Right,
people may not be able to get into it, but they know where you are.
Oh, could we finish off secure? Because we only have like 1 block in secure.
Yes. Sorry. Quarters says your lair includes living quarters for the crew. Without this upgrade, each PC sleeps elsewhere and is vulnerable when they do so. Yeah, I could have been, just go. Secure, a second upgrade improves the defenses to include arcane measures that work against spirits.
I don't think we need that right now.
With a ghost bomb on the loose, you don't want protection against spirits?
We got
I don't know.
Cerberus.
Did you see those kids from the Strathmore house? Because they were, yeah.
You just
I
hired a
think-
bunch of creepy kids.
I think
Just
we
to follow me.
definitely need to workshop because our
Let's get that done.
our patron's gonna
Yeah, your
kill us if we
patron
don't.
explicitly expects progress on those. on
See,
the
and that
masks.
way Ohm owes us down the road because we gave up this vital crew upgrade
True.
to help
But-
them out.
I think from a storyline standpoint, we should go quarters. Because that will give a place for Griffith's wife to be at.
So that's kind of like having places to
Ish.
stay at the hideout, and I don't know if she's like, does she know what you do for a living to begin with, and is she
Yeah.
going to
Oh.
want to live in like the hideout?
She does. The background of my wife is that her family was a high up criminal organization that was brought down, and I was one of the top dudes that I had to escape, and now it's just getting her over here. It's like we had to disperse, pretty
It
It
much.
sounds like we have a
Okay.
secretary for secrets. Like she goes out and gets more ribbon for
Oh yeah, no,
Demus's
For
pin
the
map.
Yeah.
She was an information broker. She's based off of my wife. My wife made the character, and it's based off of her, and she loves information. So she was an information broker.
Like your wife. I would like to meet
Yes.
your wife, sir.
Oh no,
Tell
Yeah.
her I appreciate her.
so she would totally be okay with staying with the crew.
Okay.
Would the quarters accommodate the unicorn as well? Is the question.
No,
No,
the
we're
unicorn's
not
a separate
Yeah.
problem. Unicorn's a separate
That's a
problem.
different issue. Yeah.
That's a
How
different
many
circle.
how many bunks does the unicorn take up?
How many upgrade checkboxes do we have to have for like stables? It's like,
I mean, we do have carriage, so if we ever get to that point that we just want a carriage, we got
That
a
is
horse.
flashy. That is bold.
That's
to
a
ride around in a
baller
unicorn
carriage, yeah.
right around in a unicorn cart. That's just like,
Perfect.
If we live long enough, maybe we can get to that status where it doesn't matter.
So we
Yeah.
go quarters and workshop.
Sure. That works for me.
Take that.
Boom.
And
Easy.
Check that.
Done.
Did it.
We did it.
Yay!
did it,
Mission
guys.
accomplished. Oh, we didn't even like go over on time. Yay!
My husband will be so happy. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna close the cruise sheet and let me switch this out for what we're showing to people. And yes, so that's what I have on tap for you for tonight.
It was fun.
Yes,
We did things.
thank you.
Fun.
Thank you everybody
Yeah.
for coming out and watching. Thank you again, Feldranth. Everybody else who's kind of popping in here tonight. We will be back with more Blades in the Dark next week for Ghost Ball. So
Coast.
Quick plug on March 21st. Everyone here, I believe, will be part of the Cyberpunk family get together. So March 21st at
Family Council.
7:30, 8 o'clock,
Something like that.
something like that. March 21st. Whole
David will talk
family.
about it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cyberpunk. We're gonna
David
get the whole
thing.
family together, close out that season and start a new season. So
I'm probably
look
going to give
forward
like a
that.
eulogy at some point, so that could be fun.
I
Either
am
that-
looking forward to some of the blue things, but yes.
I'll just either that or I'll just post something in the Discord, one or the other. I don't know.
cool.
Anyway.
Yeah, I believe this coming Sunday evening on the Raven Desk Games channel, we'll be having another session of Vert too.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
Cool.
watch us be sort of cyberpunk criminals addicted to dream feathers.
Dream
Yeah,
Fed.
it's it's a little hard to explain quickly, but yeah.
It's insane.
Otherwise, yeah, check out High Shelf Gaming, highshelfgaming.com, podcast wherever you get your podcasts, on Google something or Apple Podcasts and all the different podcast places.
RSS feeds,
Spotify.
carrier pigeon.
Spotify's a thing. Yeah, there's all the ways that you could possibly hope to get a podcast. You will find High Shelf Gaming there, and it'll be a good time.
And High Shelf Adventures, right? Or High
Yes.
Shelf Campaign.
Yes, that is
check
another
that out.
High Shelf
High Sh-
Adventures is the new
Adventures.
podcast
Yeah.
that is all actual play recordings.
Yep. And
I'm
it's
on like too many of them, so if you don't like me, just don't even bother.
we are currently playing D&D Basics, where Rich tries to kill us and mainly just kills me.
That-
So
Like 3 times.
3 times.
Sounds like Rich. Yeah, okay.
Mhm,
Yeah, that's all we got for tonight. Thanks again for coming out. We'll see you soon. I feel obligated to say have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crits.
Have
Dang
you
it, you
washed
beat
your
me.
hands?
Wash your
Yes.
hands.
Yes,
plenty of
wash your
hands
hands,
washing.
people.
That's what we're gonna do right after this.
Right after this.
Yes, right now, actually. While we're right
Bye.
here. Okay, bye.